Welcome all as we congregate to the greatest toy line in community, ever growing, ever changing. As we collect and adapt these figures to our own imaginations and embrace the fun, there's much to learn, especially if you're new to Mythics.
I appreciate the covered toes there. That's nice.
That's right. Good morning. Good morning. I knew you would. Special opening. So whenever you see that opening, I'm thinking about you and Mark at the same time. Maybe not at the same time. Anyways, good morning. Good morning. How are you, Curtis?
I'm doing excellent.
Good deal. Good morning, people out there. This is a special New to Mythics. We did something like this. Curtis reached out. I don't remember why or when, but you're like, let's just do like two idiots rambling. And I'm like, that sounds like fun. And I think we talked about like customs, like our favorite customs that we've gotten.
Yeah.
It's a fun show.
You're just hanging out.
Yeah. Just hanging out.
If I'm like 2 days off of YouTube, I start getting like itching. I'm like,
right.
Need me some more of that. Need some more screen time, so.
And people, I think Terrence gave me shit yet. Was it yesterday? Yesterday about, like you're the new Curtis and and I kind of analyzed it for a minute and like, I know people think, oh, we need the attention. You and I need to be on, but I think it's, it is that we do need the attention, but I think it's talking with our friends,
For the East Coast guys, they got it pretty easy, especially the folks in like New Jersey and Pennsylvania, like they can just go over to like G's house and hang out on Saturday and talk and shoot the shit and go out back and take photos and stuff. Like where we're at, like there's nobody around that we can just kind of hang out with and stuff. So this is our our hanging out with friends and that kind of thing.
So have a little grace, guys. Don't judge us. Like, yes, we do want the attention, and yes, we like doing this, and that's something that we're going to talk about.
That's why I tell people not to watch Offworld on Friday night, because like that, to me, that is like hanging out at a bar with some friends, right? Like it's fun to hang out at the bar, but like you don't want to just watch that, right? I don't know that I could sit through and watch an episode of Offworld, but being on it. Yeah, it's just like hanging out with friends. So
yeah, and that's how I see it. Like I have the pre-recorded show, and then I have a live show. And the other day, Jay Waters was like, "Hey, let's just do a live show," and I'm like, "Yeah, sure, man." And it was so much fun just hanging out. There's a few people. I think there was like 6 people watching, but it was fun because we were just talking. Like there was no pressure, and I think like the pre-recorded shows or like say, so what's funner for you, Offworld or Shooting the Shelf?
Oh, Shooting the Shelf. I enjoy them both. Shooting the Shelf is more of a like we're structuring that for an audience. We're trying to make that an enjoyable show, a rewatchable show. Offworld, like literally if nobody showed up to watch, I would be okay because it's really about hanging out with the guys on the screen. So both of them are fun in different ways, but Shooting the Shelf is really more for the audience. So
yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's more structured. And the live shows are more just
I like the live a lot better than pre-recorded. Because I like interacting with folks, whether they're on screen or in the chat. Like I like interacting, and you don't really get that with the pre-recorded stuff as much. And then plus a lot of the stuff that I do pre-recorded, like there's just so much editing involved. Like an exploded figure review, dude, people have no idea how much like that typically takes like 3 days just to like break everything apart, record it, edit it. Like it's a lot of work.
You should do a how did they do that exploded review?
Yeah.
Like, film yourself doing it. That way people get a perspective.
Well, I kind of, when I first started it, I didn't know what people would want to see. So like, I I showed him the exploded part. I think my first one was the trapeculi, but I didn't actually show like putting it back together. And then I think it was Stephen Bisciotti said, you should show putting it back together. I'm like, sometimes putting it back together takes me like an hour, you know, and I'm like, I have people watch an hour as I put this thing back together. And then I was like, well, I guess I could speed it up. So I did the fast motion. And so now, like, you know, even the really long ones, the max it takes is like 2 minutes. And so I'm just, you know, it looks like I'm going super fast. Yeah. But
sometimes you have to glue, right? You have to glue some of the.
Yeah, I tear everything apart. So anything that's glued together, I'm pulling apart, and then I got to glue it back. And yeah, so it's a lot of work.
Absolutely.
Especially when you get one that's like pokey and it's like
stabbing. Oh man.
You.
Yeah, for sure. Do you use like a heat gun, or do you use hot water,
or what's your preference? When I am taking a whole figure apart, I will use hot water typically.
That's what I do.
Because it's just so much, especially the first time that you're taking something apart. A lot of times you need a lot of heat. You need to get it deep down inside. So yeah, I'll use hot water. But if I'm just putting a figure back together that I was customizing, or I'm just like trying to take one part off, then yeah, I'll use the heat gun. So
yeah, I submerge it, and it seems like it takes like, I don't know, 20 seconds. I mean, it's especially with nights and stuff.
Well, my wife got one of those electric kettles. And so you just like, you put the water in, you hit a button, and like within like 2 minutes, you've got like boiling hot water. It's like super fast. So I love it.
I never thought about that. Yeah. Maybe I'll set one up upstairs.
Because I hate waiting for water to boil. It's like
I'm in an old house. Yeah, it takes a while.
Yeah, but this thing like I'll come down and steal it from her because it's in the kitchen, and I'll bring it upstairs, and I'll just put it in the bathroom, and I'll just, you know, fill it up with water into the sink, hit the button, 2 minutes, I got it. And then she'll go, where's my electric kettle? I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. I guess you need your own designated one. Yeah, I use the coffee cups. Like I'll grab one of, because I don't drink coffee, but I'll get one of the big, my wife or her dad's coffee cups. And so I mean, maybe it tastes like plastic afterwards. I don't know.
I mean, some of the stuff that I'm doing, like when you're doing like the Mouse King 7-headed thing, like I need a big, you know, so I've got this like big measuring cup that I pour the water into, and that way I've got enough room. Like, you know, you can't fit 7-headed Mouse King in a coffee cup.
Yeah, it's not gonna fit. It's not gonna fit. Let's say hi to the people in the chat. Brian was the first one. Good morning. Good morning, guys. The hardest working guys in YouTube. Thank you, man.
I don't know about hardest, just, you know, maybe the loneliest.
Right. Yeah. The most needing of attention. Or,
yeah.
We got Freaks. Good morning, Freaks. We got Brendan, the chef. Good morning. Happy Sunday. I did hear that he's going to have another barbecue.
Nice.
For the people that are going to ZoloCon. Or was it ToyCon? I don't know. He'll have to let me know on that. ZoloCon is first. But maybe I shouldn't have said anything. He's like, no, just certain people, you know. But I did go to the one last year, and it was a lot of fun. Jeremy showed up, and Big Greg was there, and little Guesagway and Brett was there, and it was awesome. I missed the food. I totally missed the food.
I would love to do more of that stuff. Like, we stopped over at G's the Monday after Legions Con, and dude, that was so much fun. Like, I just wish there were more people around me.
I know. I'm totally the same, because I love entertaining. I love having people over and hanging out, or going to other people's houses. You know, bring figures and food and, you know, pizza and soda or whatever. Let's hang out.
I would geek out to just be able to show somebody my collection. I think the only person in the community that's seen my collection in person is Billy Beige. So,
really? I wonder how far am I from you, I wonder?
I have no idea. Or you're up in Michigan?
Yeah. Do you have Alexa?
It's like 8 hours from me to Muskegon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it'd be about 7 hours then for me to. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. A long way for a you know, a meet and greet, but you know,
not undoable.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. But yeah, I'm with you. I would love to do that. And that's kind of like I think about, or maybe daydream, I would like to move to Pennsylvania or you know, that area, and just be closer. Like I wanted to go to that Guesagway's, you know, get together, you know, watching a movie and having dinner. I wanted to, but I was like, I got to get home. You know, it's like 11-hour drive still from, but I mean, it's even further for you. It's like 21 hours.
It's like 14 and a half on paper. But yeah, I mean, with stops and stuff, a lot of times it ends up being more like 19. But I made great time this year. I made it in under 15 hours. It was pretty excellent.
But you took off like 2 weeks, didn't you?
Yeah. I save a lot of my vacation time for Legion's Con, the week of, and then pretty much most of the week after for recovery. Because that's it's a lot of emotion in that week, and B, it's just exhaustion from trying to make it to every single event. So
okay, Toy Con is the barbecue. I'm sorry, I wasn't sure if it was Toy Con or Zolo Con. All right.
I might it's so you can get through the names.
Right. Got William. Good morning, William. Who's he's residing in my state. He's in Ann Arbor. Happy Sunday, everyone. I'm here to hear Greg and Curtis announce the new 4-H figure line release, Figura Obscura.
I don't know what he's referencing there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know what that's. I love it. I honestly don't have a foot thing. I mean, there was like a whole campaign where Curtis, was it last year, was like, feet are disgusting. Don't bring your sandaled feet to the cons. I don't want to see it. And I felt attacked, but I thought it was funny, like, because I'm so, like, me and Walter and Mark Thomas, like, we are those people that just always wear flip-flops.
I had never noticed it before, and then I saw it at MesquiCon when you didn't have, you had your toes out. And I was like, man, is that strange? Like, I don't know that I've ever seen anybody do that. And then I think it was like the next day I was looking at, I was on Facebook, and I think Jeffrey had posted a picture of a different convention, and there Mark Thomas was with his toes out. I'm like, these dudes,
what is going on?
They're meant for each other,
Right. I never thought about it, honestly. Like, it didn't, how like you go to someone's house and they're wearing like no shirt, or they'll like,
I don't know what houses you're going to.
Okay, there's people that have levels of comfort, that may not be at the same as ours. And it didn't occur to me that like maybe it was a little not formal to wear no shoes. Like, it didn't occur to me. California, like, everyone is literally in flip-flops and sandals and thongs and stuff like that, and like no one really, just as long as you have good foot etiquette and they're clean and not all gnarly looking.
I think I've heard Cisco talk about that. So
Cisco, yeah.
Right. Thong.
Twizzer, good morning. We got Ray. Good morning, Ray. Eric, good morning. Mr. C, Mark will be on our next episode, which is January 25th.
Nice.
He will be there with Brian. They've got a little bit to talk about with CarverCon. Not a whole lot of news, but it's starting to ramp up. I'm really excited for Mr. C to really kind of make his premiere in the Mythic, world. I want people, and I think most people already know Mr. C's dios, but
we did a shooting the shelf with him, and it was impressive to say the least. Like, just the amount of work that he puts into that stuff. So
yeah, the size too, like the scale, like that William Wallace's that he bought. Dub bought that huge dio from Mr. C, and that thing was beautiful, gorgeous. I think he brought it. Didn't he bring it to? I thought he brought it to Legion's Con.
Dub.
Yeah. William, we will definitely keep you on your toes for sure. Gwesagwe, we're just talking about you, my brother. Good morning. Yeah, I love when he will post pictures, Gwesagwe, with Dub will come over and maybe Ryan and Amber and Jonathan Hedgehog, and I love seeing that. I don't get jealous, but I wish I was there.
Same.
I wish I was there to hang out with the bros. We got Lucky Sprinkles. Good morning, Jen. How are you? J Mac, good morning. Ray doing the Echevarria. Good morning, dudes. Good morning, Rick. Charlie Squared. Morning, everybody. We got Downright Diabetic. Good morning, guys. Watching up in Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. Awesome, man. I didn't know there was a Labrador, Canada.
I didn't
like
either.
it already. Friendly people there, I'm sure. You have all my attention. Thank you, buddy. Mrs. E can't wait for CarverCon. Working hard already. Yeah, he's going to like, and this seems bold to me, but he said that he wants like people to reach out to him and like request what they want, and then he's going to bring it. So like that seems like he might have a lot of work. But I guess he wants to make people happy. He wants to, fill them orders.
I've got one of his DTOF size dios that's just fantastic. But to see one of those large ones that he does, like where there's like multiple rooms and stairs and all that, it's going to be pretty awesome to see.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, I that's what I want, like a DTOF size. I don't really have room for anything bigger than that, but
it makes it great for pictures too, because you don't need something huge.
Right.
The one that he did for me is like a little kind of a prison or whatever. It's got shackles on the wall. And it's got this grate on the floor, and I've used it for a ton of just like I'll finish a custom and I'll just take a photo with my Grundy that I just finished recently.
Yeah, I saw that.
Throw that in there and take a picture. So it doesn't have to just be mythics either. So.
Right. Yeah, I have to think about what I want. Like I want something that that I can use over and over and not be like too specific. So yeah, something like that would be pretty cool. Goy says, I love Off-World.
More power to you.
I do too. It's a fun show.
I was surprised when Mark was talking about it yesterday on your show, and he was talking he was laughing. I'm like, okay. I don't know how people can enjoy that, but if they do, that's cool.
I think it's the back and forth, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because you guys are very quick. Like Blake, like, he could come up with stuff like right off the bat. And it's just, you have a good group, like you and Dusty and Blake and stuff. Like there's a good like rapport, like good back and forth.
And we, for the most part, leave it open. Like anybody that's ever asked to be on, we send them a link. Like it's not I don't know. It's just a kind of a hangout. So
that makes it fun. Good morning, Heinrich. Brain Explosion. Good morning. That's Jason Straz. Good morning, Jason. Oh, Jason, I wanted to send you a picture. Jason's a big Superman guy. And he took a picture of his shelf and posted it. I think it was on Instagram or something, but I meant to send him a picture. I have a Superman shelf as well. And I know you're a huge Superman fan as well. Do you have a Superman shelf that you
a couple of them? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got one that is just the Mafex, like the Return of Superman stuff. And then I've got another shelf that's kind of a miscellaneous Superman stuff. So
what were we talking about? And it got kind of heated.
The Schneider stuff. I'm not
okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there, but yeah, that was like, there was some hard words, man. People were getting kind of up in arms and stuff.
Listen,
it's a fucking movie, guys. It's a movie.
I can talk about just about anything. I can talk politics. I could talk religion. I could talk, but we get into Superman.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I love Superman. Like that was the first superhero movie I saw. And then the Batman, that old Batman 66 show was on TV. So like I love both. Like but I'm kind of like easygoing, like I don't know if I have a preference. I enjoy it all, and I realize I'm one of those that's like, okay, a director has vision. This director has a different vision.
Well, I'm kind of like that. Like I watch all of it. Like I watched all the Snyder stuff. There were parts that I enjoyed and stuff. It's just when you're talking about like the character of Superman, it's like this might be a fun movie, but it's not really Superman. Like that's not how Superman would act. That's not how Superman would behave.
Right.
So, it's that when people are like, well, that's the best version. I'm like, no, it's not. it's just not. You can enjoy it. You can love it, but it's just not.
Right. Absolutely. So Twizzler says he might drop by. You never know.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he goes to Missouri. Made it. What's up? What's up, KT? I was talking to Keith last night. He was trying to figure out. He's new to Mythics, and he was trying to figure out all the different shows. Yeah, and I'm like, bro, there's a lot of shows. There was a graphic that Kirby had made, and I was trying to find it of like all the schedule, kind of like if you open the TV guide and all the schedule of all the different programming was there, and I couldn't find it. I wanted to give it to him so that he could kind of catch all the shows or pick which shows he wanted to see. But yeah, there's definitely a full slate
every day of the week.
Yeah, literally, and different times as well.
I remember when it was like an accomplishment where people wanted me to run the gauntlet and be on a show every day of the week, and it's like now it's just my life.
Right? Yeah, it's like,
yeah,
it's every day. It's no big deal.
Yeah,
I'm ready for it. No shoes, no shirt, no service. There it is. Good morning, Megs.
Hi, Megs.
How are you? We got Trevor, the 1-6 shooter.
He's making some. I couldn't see what those emojis were on the side, but now I see he's making some breakfast.
Having some breakfast. He seems like an oatmeal and toast kind of, cream. And that's not an old. I'm probably almost as old as Trevor. I promise that is not an old. I'm just trying to like what would Trevor eat? I could see like cream of wheat, with like a little bit of like equal on it or something, and like a couple of pieces of wheat toast.
Equal.
I promise. I'm not. I'm just trying to like get my head into Trevor's like what would he eat? But I could be wrong. It could be like bangers and sunny side up eggs, and who knows. We had breakfast for dinner the other night, and damn, that was delicious. Biscuits. People in Labrador do lots of retrieving. I'm sure they do. I love Canada. I've been there a few times, and I love it. Kirby says hot chonklas incoming. Yes, chonklas. Kirby, if you have that graphic, I messaged you yesterday.
I would bet that I could recite it off the top of my head and probably not miss anything.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see if you're up to that challenge. Go ahead, man.
Okay, let's start with we'll start with Monday because Sunday's pretty packed. Mondays, Legion's Lounge every other week. That's really it as far as I know. Tuesday, every other week you have Legion's Lair. The opposite week you should have Jeff Ray doing his Cosmic Jeff stuff. You also have PGG typically does a full frontal purple earlier that night, so it's like time wise, I don't know, Eastern stuff, whatever. Wednesday you got Forish during the day. You got Jeremy Mythic Conversations. Sorry, that's Wednesday. Thursday you have one week it'll be Legion's Ladies Live. Next week it'll be Dork Lair. Friday you got, Mail Call with me and Blake. I don't know if you'd consider that a show, but Off-World Friday night. Sometimes you'll have a PGG member giveaway on Fridays. Saturday, you got Double Jointed in the morning. Sometimes you'll have it's kind of on and off Saturday Day Live in the afternoon, and then PGG Live on Saturday night. Sunday, you have My Wife Is Going to Kill Me when they decide to do a show. You have New to Mythics every other week on Sunday. Latin Legions in the afternoon on Sunday, and then Shooting the Shelf Sunday night. And I think that's pretty much everything. So, yeah, Legion's Quest isn't. I was rattling off the live shows. Legion's Quest isn't live. So, yeah. And this whole time that I've been rattling that off, I thought that I was just in Biggin, but no, Greg just wasn't there. So.
That was great. You did everything except you forgot me, you son of a bitch. Tuesday,
I said New to Mythics. I said
Tuesday. I know you don't watch it, but Tuesday I have it pre-recorded.
I'm doing lives. The same thing I just told Trevor. Like, okay, I'm just doing live shows. Okay. Pre-record. The reason I do that because pre-recorded you can watch whenever you want. Like you don't have to. There's not a day of the week that you have to watch it, right?
Right, you can watch it or not watch it at all.
I did miss Meg's reminded me Mod Squad on Saturday mornings.
Yes,
I did
Mod
miss
Squad.
that, and I don't know how I missed that because I'm on there every week. So
now with Mod Squad, I know I've tuned in and made a few comments watching, but like, is it open to other people or is it just you and
no,
Tanya
it's Tanya's show. It's typically Tanya and Stacy. And then sometimes one of them can't make it or whatever, and then it's whoever else wants to paint with them. So I know Meg's on there quite a bit. Gina's been on there once or twice, and I'm on there each Saturday. So, but yeah, I think it's pretty much open. If somebody asks her, she'll throw an invite out. So
now I'm not trying to be controversial, but I feel like you've forsaken the customizing studio because I'm in there. I feel like more than you son of a bitch.
I would say that I'm at least in there at the start most weeks.
Okay.
But what'll happen is that I'll get in there to start it, and for about an hour or so, nobody will join. And then like one person will come in, and then another person come. By that time, I'm like 2 hours in, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. So I think it continues way after I'm in there, but I typically need a midday nap on Sunday before shooting the shelf.
Understandable. Yeah. We need our naps for sure.
But it used to be customizing studio. Like it started at 1 p.m. There were 8 to 12 people in there right at 1 p.m. like ready to go. And now it's like, it might be an hour before I see anybody. So
I wonder if maybe we need to get the word out for new people.
I think what we probably need to do is take it off of Facebook Messenger and do something like Mod Squad where we go live and just, kind of do that.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, because then even if nobody showed up to paint, I would still have folks in the chat that I could interact with.
So. Yeah, that's a good idea. I would be down for that. Yeah, because I think it's fun. Like I remember when I was working in Vermont last year, at the beginning of last year, I think. I would just go and hang out. Like I didn't have any paint stuff and I was not really painting much, but I would just hang out with friends and what are you working on? And what are you working on? And just being around other bros and
and then we would say, Greg, keep your eyes on the road.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, right. But I don't know. I think it's fun. I think it was a great idea to have that. J-Max says Ohio really is going to be a great con mecca with Carver Con and the Motu Con. Now, is the Motu Con, is that PowerCon, but it's something different? Because I thought PowerCon was coming back.
It's not PowerCon, but it's kind of PowerCon. It's like PowerCon Light. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
They
keep saying PowerCon's going to come back. I'll believe it when I see it. So yeah, because they've been saying that for the last 3 years. So
right. So wasn't it last year at?
It was like attached to, what was it? Was it ToyCon? No, it was it Toylanta?
So I think it was one of those
down there. So.
Yeah. But like what made it PowerCon, I wonder, other than just saying, hey, PowerCon.
They just had like a section that was like some He-Man stuff, basically. Mm-hmm. It's just a way to keep the name out there so people don't forget.
So that's what I thought. That's kind of the impression that I got. And no shade on anybody. I don't know the dude, but
I think I mean, I've got my own theories. I think it just got to be a little bit too much for one person,
Yeah.
So
I mean that show that I went to, because I went to MuskeeCon and had a great time, and then after that was PowerCon, and I was like, dude, I'm like totally vested in this toy line, and I think that's when Cosmics had started.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a great show. I mean, the Horsemen were there. They had a big show. There was a line following the wall. Somebody just posted that again, a picture of that. And Super 7 was there. Brian Lynn was there. Mondo was there.
Saturday Night Live a few weeks ago, they were celebrating their 100th episode, and they showed a clip of me from MuskeeCon. Kind of, I went live to talk to them, and it was that first one that you went to.
Oh, really?
So I brought that up.
I need to watch that.
It's like, man, if I would have just been a jerk to him that one time, Greg would not be what he is today.
Right? Yeah, I would have been like, man,
fuck that community.
Yeah, I'm collecting Savage Crucible instead. Fate Hammer, good morning.
I had my one shot to chase you away.
You did. Yep. If you'd only known. I always wanted to visit Canada. Need to get to a few spots up there. Yeah, we're lucky. Here in where I live, I'm about 2 hours from Detroit, and there's a bridge that goes from Detroit into a town called Windsor, and it's pretty cool. Like as soon as you cross the bridge, it's kind of like it still looks like Detroit and Michigan, but like things are in French. The dollar is different. There's ketchup, like they have ketchup chips. It's just kind of a weird kind of thing, but I don't know, it's fun. It's cool. I recommend it. Check it out. Yeah, man, love to see the Superman display. Yeah, I will share that. I will send that to you. I meant to Jason the other day when you posted yours, because I need a bigger Superman shrine because I keep buying Superman figures. So new to all the show, collecting mythics for almost 2 years. Okay, so you're not new to mythics. You're new to watching all of our programs.
He's seasoned to mythics.
Yeah, that's right. Not so new.
Yeah.
Meg, if I could get a copy of that schedule, that would be amazing. Yeah. As soon as Kirby can
he was in the chat.
Yeah, he was. He was just maybe doing a friendly hi guys and then out.
And then Kirby threw out down further. He threw out your Legions and Enablers. Once again, not live. Doesn't count.
Valid.
On my schedule, it doesn't count because you can watch that or listen to it anytime. So if you're not if I don't have to be there for a scheduled time to interact with you, you don't exist.
Right. Thank God I've got 2 different versions of my show. Or you'd be like,
if it wasn't for New to Live, I would never watch your content.
Like, who are you? I don't know who you are, bro.
Yeah.
So Trevor says eggs over easy and sausage. See, I need my yolk broke. I can't.
Trevor, links or patties?
Good question. That is a good question.
Because I'm with you on the eggs over easy, but I'm not a patty guy. I have to have links.
What about the hand formed? Where you get the ground sausage and it's a little spicy and you form it into little patties and you.
Not a fan.
Man, so good.
The only time I like that kind of sausage is if it's in like biscuits and gravy, and they like put it in the gravy.
That's what my wife made last night, but I'm not a gravy guy, so I didn't eat that. But Brian Carr says, "What is a chancla?" That is a flip flop. That's a sandal. That's what I wear every day.
Mexican moms throw at their kids.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's also a weapon. It also kills.
They can hit you from 2 rooms away.
Kills bugs on the wall. I use it as a door stop. I can stop a door. And it's pretty big, so I can, use it as a boat for my action figures or.
Damn it! He said patties. I thought me and Trevor were aligned there for a second.
Omar's like, not all of us guys eat cream of wheat. Cream of wheat is good, dude, with little lumps in there. Come on, man. Cream of wheats, dude. I'm behind on the sorry guys. I need timings as well, Curtis. You're slacking.
Oh, sorry.
We'll get there.
I know what time that every single show we watch, and Darla and I watch it together. Like we'll just sit on the couch and pull it up on the TV. So, but only the lives. If you're not live, get out of here.
Really? Is it because you can't interact?
Correct.
Okay. So you need to be part.
Once again, like same reason why we do this YouTube thing, that like we're kind of secluded in the areas that we're in. Same thing. Like if I'm watching a show, I want to feel like I'm hanging out with my friends. And if I'm just watching a replay, I don't feel like I'm hanging out with my friends. So
I get that. Yeah, I know. I wanted to comment, like whenever I watch a show that's already happened, I want to say something, but Twizzler says I'm pretty set at CarverCon this year, but would like to attend MuskeeCon next year. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot more intimate. It's a smaller venue.
He should come to MuskeeCon this year because he's pretty close.
Yeah. There's no excuse, man. What's your problem?
Yeah.
Get there. What's up, Mike? My man. How long to retirement, Mike? Great show with Jim too last week, man. That was awesome. Patties, they fit in a wrap better. So he has a wrap, like a breakfast wrap.
I don't know. He was just saying eggs over easy. I don't know how that goes with a wrap unless he's. I don't know.
Wrap is a tortilla, right?
Yeah.
That's
right. And I don't know how a egg eggs over easy would fit into a wrap.
Kind of strange, you know. He's got to cut he's got to cut the egg, and then he's got to cut the sausage patty and put it in a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, and Puerto Rican moms for sure. It is a weapon, definitely. I like patties on sandwiches or on omelets, but I like links if I eat a plate of eggs and sausage, but I'm more of a bacon guy. Okay. Good to know.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. Pork roll is the best breakfast meat, hands down.
Never had it, but I've heard good things.
I tried it. I went out to breakfast once with Brett and Ryan and Dylan and Amber, and they had, what was that ham? It's called something ham or pork roll. It's the same thing, I guess, but it was good. I mean, it tasted like if you got a slice of ham and just fried it. It was pretty good. Not too bad. I was a chocolate victim. That explains things. Definitely. Do not understand Canadian bacon. I mean, it's ham. I mean,
yeah, what's there to not understand?
But I don't have it. Like, I'm not like, babe, can you make me some Canadian bacon? She'd be like,
I mean, the only time I have Canadian bacon is on an Egg McMuffin, which is the best breakfast.
See, I've never had that. Whenever
there's
a choice for sausage, it's always sausage. Like, there's no other, you know, like if they say, do you want sausage? And then they start to go on with the next option. I'm like, that's what I need to hear, sausage.
We would travel with my dad a lot. He sold color for plastic, right? So even toy companies and stuff, when they use plastic and there's different colors that they mold stuff in, he would sell the color for that. And so we would travel around with him in the summer, and he would go to McDonald's in the morning, and the only option he would give us is Egg McMuffins. He called them hockey pucks. He's like, how many hockey pucks you want? And we had to tell him, but I didn't mind eating it every day because, dude, they're good. I love them.
Now, did he give you the option? Like, did he say, son, do you want sausage or Canadian?
They didn't back then. They didn't have sausage. It was
okay.
It was just the Canadian bacon Egg McMuffin. So I think that. Yeah, they might have brought that like maybe 15, 20 years ago or something. But when I was a kid, there was no sausage option.
Interesting. Yeah. I know where I'm from, California, they had Jack in the Box, and they had a breakfast jack, which is basically a hamburger bun toasted with a fried egg, cheese, and a slice of ham. And that was just so good. I miss Jack in the Box. But I'm not a big ham person. But, you know, for breakfast, I will make an exception.
Yeah, something about the combination of the Canadian bacon with the cheese and egg on the Egg McMuffin.
That really sounds
perfect.
Good.
But if I go anywhere else and get a sandwich, I'm not getting ham. If I have choices ham or sausage, I'm getting sausage, but not at McDonald's.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Keith was saying last night he wanted to comment on the show, and it was pre-recorded. I mean, it was live, but it was already gone. Twitter says you're missing out on your Allegiance, but I can watch the non-lives at work in between. So
Your Allegion's the one that I make a slight exception for, because I do watch it a lot when I'm showering. So I will see about 30 minutes of every Your Allegiance episode, and then I miss the rest.
Do they have like an actual show though too, don't they? Like a show like
they don't have a live show other than when they're doing like their Patreon content. So
I don't know what it is. I would rather watch people talk than just listen. I know that's weird,
same.
But
I only catch the YouTube. I don't do the audio version because I'm not old man. So I think you have to be a senior citizen to prefer audio. So.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of like listening to the radio.
Yeah.
You know, back, you know, when me and Trevor were younger, you know, all we had was the radio to really, you know, we have a radio in our room.
The argument I hear is that people will say, well, I can listen to it while I'm doing other things. You can listen to the YouTube and do other things as well.
Sure.
So
that is
that's
accurate.
not.
Yeah, that is true. Terrence Muskie. I don't know why I have problems with that. Muskegon.
Just gotta think of the word key right in the
Muskegon. Unfortunately, typically happens a week before another show I attend, and it's hard to get. But that's a long ways. I mean, Ohio or Michigan is a long ways from Florida, bro.
Yep.
Taylor, that's what it is. Taylor ham. So Taylor ham and pork roll are the same thing, I guess. It's just different names for it, but
it seems like people have a preferred name for it. It's either the Taylor ham or pork roll, and like they get mad if somebody uses the other.
Yes, yeah. There's lines being drawn.
Yeah, like they can love the same food, but if they call it a different name, they are angry with each other.
Right. Outside looking in, we're like, guys, it's ham.
Right.
What's the problem? No. It's pork roll.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's ham. It's ham. Come on. You know. McGriddle, yes. Yeah. Yes. That's a new thing. McGriddle's kind of spongy to hold. So I use the wrapper to hang on, but that egg and the sausage.
I will do a McGriddle every once in a while, but I can't have it. I can't have it all the time. The bagel ones are good too, like a steak.
I don't eat that.
The steak, egg, and cheese bagel.
Man, we need a breakfast run. We need
Mm-hmm.
Did you have breakfast already?
I just had my coffee.
Okay, yeah, I haven't eaten yet. And guys, I'm just gonna remind you at the top it says 2 idiots rambling. That's what this is. Very sorry. But we're just rambling. We're just I do have some topics.
We're never going to make it through the comments because they just
right. Welcome to New to Breakfast. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. Message received. I will ramble less about breakfast. And let's get to topics, man. So the Cosmics just released the I would say a wave, I guess, of heads packs.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I have talked about, people are still talking breakfast and it's really distracting me. Knock it off, guys. No more breakfast. Breakfast is over. So they've released, they had the show last week where they were releasing or revealing all of the different heads with Cosmics. Mm-hmm. You and I have talked about Cosmics. We've had thoughts about it, and they weren't mean. We weren't talking like being negative. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Hold on. I know we're trying to get away from the breakfast.
God damn it! What?
But Jen just said you can't leave spam out of the breakfast conversation. I 100% can leave spam out of the breakfast conversation. Spam sucks ass.
Oh no,
it is terrible.
I'm not a ham guy. Not a ham guy.
God.
Okay, this guy's getting muted right now. Spam is special, okay? Like for people that were brought up, I'm gonna put you in the back. I'm gonna put you in the green room. Knock it off. Spam, okay. I'm not a ham guy, okay, but my dad would fry the spam so it's really crispy, and then mix it in with some scrambled eggs, and we put it in a tortilla with some cheese, and it was just like that salty ham with the eggs. Like I'm not analyzing, I'm not thinking about what I'm eating. Don't do that. It's like hot dogs. Like don't analyze what you're eating. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy that taste.
I think I had too much of it when we were poor growing up to where I just can't.
That's like being bologna.
Do it.
I'm like bologna. Yeah. I'm like, nah, buy turkey, bro. Get some, buy some roast beef.
I think it gives me PTSD from being poor.
I get it. I don't have it all the time. I usually keep a can in the cupboard for that, and like roast corned beef. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You fry up some corned beef hash and mix it in with some eggs, or it's like a cheap Dave, spam is assholes and elbows. Yeah, it probably is, but man, it tastes good, man. But I will do like spam mitsubi. Yeah, I will do like white rice with some fried teriyaki spam in there with some, like a fried egg on top, a little green onion. It's good, man. I'm telling you.
I'm seriously gonna gag if we keep talking about this.
Hey, you brought it up, dude. I was moving on. I was trying to get serious.
I was shocked that anybody in the world actually liked that shit. So I had to bring it up because I thought she was alone, and then you agreed with it, and now I'm just appalled.
Jen, and Guesagway, we are gonna have like a spam bonanza. I'm gonna bring a frying pan
or spamanza
at Legion's Con next year or this year. We're spamming it up, man. That breakfast too, man. That breakfast at the hotel, man, that is so good, dude.
I didn't get any breakfast this year.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's like $25.
I usually hit it up to like 3 or 4 days, but no, I didn't get breakfast one time.
So good, dude. So good. Yeah. It's all about, man. Now see that spam sandwich with mayo and cheese whiz. I don't know, man. I don't know. I've been to the museum. I've been to the museum of spam. It's Hormel. Anyways, okay, guys, stop spamming. That's right. Stop spamming. Anyway, so you and I have
when you get junk mail, there's a reason why they call it spam, because it's trash.
It's trash.
It's fucking trash.
Delete, get rid of. that gelatinous stuff that is around the spam, that's kind of gross, But it was made for a reason, it was for the GIs overseas,
it was so that they could get rid of the extra parts of the animal that nobody wanted to eat.
Yeah. I mean, old people, they don't like to waste stuff, Yeah, for sure. Now with that Dunkin' next door, AI ain't going to do that hotel breakfast. No, I love that breakfast, man. I mean, $25 is a lot, but I stayed for a while. I put my time in. I got my money's worth. I had 2 plates, and I would go from different friends' tables to different friends. Like I was hanging out with Eric Miller and Joe Viteri and Brian Burke and Roberto. And then I would go visit, Mark and whoever else was there. I had a great time.
I honestly can't remember what I know one day we ate there's a little diner that they have in Little Falls that's really nice. But the other days, I don't know what we did for breakfast. I can't remember. Yeah. I must have been too tired from the night before.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a point for me. Like I'm having that breakfast. I think I had it twice, but it was like a social.
Yeah.
I'm yes, I am fat, and I do like to talk about food, and I love food. But for me, like having a meal with a friend is like a fun social. Like that's
my favorite part of Muskecon, when we all get to go to that bottom area of the hotel. We got the whole area, and you can just move from table to table, talking to people. Like it is like it's just fellowship, right? Just hanging out, and it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to sit at you guys' table, but I think you had brought up the Eric Miller story with the Savage Crucible, so I turned around and sat with Tanya and
which was great because then I could tell you lies about what Eric said, and then I could tell him lies about what you said. And because you guys weren't next to each other, you couldn't coordinate which ones were true and which ones were lies. So.
No wonder why he didn't come by and see me at my table for the rest of the show. No wonder why. Don't be so believable, Eric. Not everything that Curtis says is a truth. Anyways, back to it. 48 minutes, and we have literally talked about nothing. But I love it.
Hey,
I am having a
rambling.
Like, right? why do I need topics?
The show is named appropriately.
Yes, that's right. 2 Idiots Rambling. So, future episodes of me and Curtis, you know what it's going to be about. Nonsense.
There you go.
So you and I had talked about Cosmics before they even released. And it wasn't negative. It was just like, and not even, because we're friends with people in the studio. Like we weren't attacking, we weren't being mean, but it might be like cause for concern for Cosmics and, like not getting a wave last year and stuff. Like what are our thoughts on the healthiness of Cosmics? And so I kind of ask that now, but I also say, can a wave of head packs kind of revitalize and excite us back into Cosmics? And I'm just curious what your thoughts are, and bring it out to the people that are in the chat. Like, what are your thoughts on the health of Cosmics? And we did get that last wave was fantastic. I literally bought everything now, except for I think that accessory set. I have everything.
I've gotten everything that has come out for Cosmic, and I think there's a lot of folks that were collecting Mythic that have also gotten everything for Cosmic. Then there's some folks that collect Mythic that only collect some Cosmic, and then there's folks that collect Mythic that collect no Cosmic. I don't know of anybody that collects Cosmic and not Mythic, right? And so therefore you've got a very limited customer base, and I don't think, as much as I love the studio, I don't think they do a great job of marketing that line to people outside of our community, to people that like space stuff, right? That would maybe pull them in. Maybe they've never liked the sword and sandals kind of thing, but this would appeal to them, but they don't know about it. And I think that's something that you had in Mythics for a few years where people just didn't know about the line. And by the time they found out about it, some of the prices of the older figures were so high that it kept people away.
Right.
I think right now that, like I said, I just don't think they reach out to people outside of our community, and the people within our community can only spend so much money, right? Like you've got Mythic, you've got Cosmic, you've got Infinite, you've got Figura. You got to draw the line somewhere. And I think for a lot of people, Cosmic is where if they're going to make cuts, they're probably going to make it in Cosmic. That being said, I think these head packs, head, hand, tail, whatever, these accessory packs, these character packs are brilliant. They're expertly done. It's not all new tooling, but it's enough new tooling, amazing paint jobs. The price is great. You're partnering it up with character figures that already exist to offer amazing deals. I think it's a great strategy on their part to kind of move some of that old inventory. And then when you look at the most recent wave, the Octru wave we got, a lot of people are very high on those figures. But once again, if you really want this line to take off, I think they're going to have to find a way to market to people outside of the Mythic realm.
Yeah, because like you said, I think, the reinvigorating with the heads pack, it's to us. Like, Brett is not, I don't know if Brett is interested in, like if they did a faceplate pack, like he would be interested in that, or like they appealed to us because of the different faceplates or the humanoid aspect that we can add our, knights and stuff like that. But I agree, but they don't really market. Like, it's kind of like this toy line is really niche. Like, it's almost like word of mouth. And I'm wondering, like, how would they get that, their product out into more? Like, how would they be able to access, the people that are into sci-fi, going to cons and stuff, maybe. But
well, and that's the thing that gives me a little bit of worry. And I'm not trying being, negative Nancy here, but
no, we're just talking.
It gives me a little bit of worry about the Mythic RPG, right? Because it's one more thing for people in this community to spend money on. But are people outside of this community going to know that it exists? Like, what are they doing to make sure that people outside this community?
Right.
Now, I know they're going to some gaming cons and stuff like that, but are they going? I'm sure there's like D&D podcasts and stuff. Are they going on there and talking about this stuff? Are they reaching out to people in the gaming world? Are they talking to local gaming, stores and stuff? Like, how are they getting the word out on this? Because if you just keep taking this one community and asking for more and more money from them for different lines, you reach that point of saturation. And I think we're kind of there. So, and I that's great. I hope there are plans. It still gives me a little bit of concern. So,
yeah, I mean, the team with the studio, like, there's not a lot of people. So, it's a basically, no offense, mom and pop operation. And so, I mean, I imagine it is hard to be everywhere and to do everything. Everyone has multiple jobs and stuff.
I think you have to get buy-in from somebody outside of this community, right? Like, for instance, Infinite Legions. I think they've done a great job with that, right? Like, you partner up with Glyos, right? And then you have the people in the Glyos world talking about these figures. Now, that's people that may not have even been collecting anything for the Horsemen. So now you're reaching out to a new audience. They do the Archon, the Cruel, and now you've got Joe and kind of those people talking about these figures. So with those things, they're reaching outside. Same thing with Figure. It appeals to people outside of these toys lines, right? But you got to get that news out. You got to get that information out. And I think, stuff like that, like being on, role-playing game podcast and going to local stores. And I think that would really help them out.
Yeah. So I'm reading here, Terrence is saying that, like, more humans or humanoid types is kind of maybe what we need, more identifiable characters. It would be nice if there was something that, like, one character that maybe they could really latch onto and just like put it out there, you know, in different types of social medias and stuff.
I think if you look at like the best sci-fi movies and shows and stuff, there's a nice mix of human and aliens, right? Like you have to have some folks that you can kind of relate to, and then you have to have some off the wall stuff. So I think if they balance, like the first few waves, it was all aliens and bugs and lizard men and you know all this kind of stuff. I think if they balance it out a little bit more, which this accessory packs, they are definitely doing that by adding some more human-esque faces. I think that you will get a little bit more buy-in on that stuff. Plus you're also increasing the cross functionality for the like the pop and swappers. I mean, you look at those cosmic packs and there's several faceplates that could be immediately put onto a knight, right? Like, so yeah.
But again, that's almost for us. That's like
correct
to entice us to buy cosmics.
Yeah.
Or, you know, to
or the other way around. I think it was it Omar that was saying that he collected cosmics first before mythics. Yeah. So yeah, you know, you're still kind of, you know, pulling from that same group of people. So that's not going outside the community, but within this group, it's making it more attractive because if I buy this, you know, let's say I buy the Sentry head pack, I may have one faceplate that I can use on a knight, and then I've got a totally separate head that I can use on my Sentry. So that one set of $10 is allowing me to have two new looks, one for cosmic and one for mythic, and that's great.
Right. I agree. Sorry, Kirby sent me a message. He says that the schedule is on a website, but I can't look at that right now. Sorry, Kirby. I will look at it when I get done. Maybe I can post it to the Cabal or something, the schedule of the shows and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I think going to shows, going to cons is a good way. It's kind of like grassroots. It's kind of like, you know, way to get it out there. And I don't know, like that's something I'm bringing up. Like how can the studio bring more attention to cosmics? But I've talked to Eric about it a few times. Treadaway, like it's new. Like, you know, cosmics is still in its, you know, infancy. It's still. And maybe, you know, the Kickstarter, like if you look at the mythics, like how long did it take for, you know, interest to ramp up? So, you know, maybe it's going through that same kind of.
I think we're about what 3.5, 4 years into Cosmic. At this point, I think Mythic was further along in terms of the amount of figures, in terms of the interest, you know. But I think people were really hungry for that, right? Like there wasn't, before Mythics came around, there wasn't a lot of barbarians and knights and orcs, and like you didn't have that stuff. Right. There are options, you know, for other cosmic type stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about. So Trevor says the toy collecting community, there's too much coming out. Also, the toy collecting community, we want more.
I think that's the tot collecting community, though. That's people that collect
never too many
tots.
So, yeah, never too many tots.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have different people that say different things, but I think the vast majority of folks right now in this economy are trying to tighten their belts a little bit. You have your Joe Gonzalves that are like, bring it, bring it, bring it. But then you've got a lot of other people that are like, you know, need to take it easy a little bit.
Yeah. I think people are cautious. People are cautious with their,
which is why something like this, like if you bought all those heads, it's like, what is it, like $90 or $100 or something? Like it's not a lot. It's not breaking the bank,
right?
This kind of thing. I think this is the kind of perfect little in between filler kind of thing to throw out there.
Yeah. I'd love to see a heads pack for Mythic also, you know, like maybe some new tooling. That way we can use, you know, some of the new heads for older figures, you know, punch up your Sir Owain or your Black Knight or, you know, the Steel Knight, Iron Knight. That'd be fun, you know. Dave says, I have slowed down on my collecting. But see, also, like for us that have been around for a while, like what else should I buy? Like I've, you know, a lot of us, you know, people that are Mythic collectors, like Omar was showing off his his shelves. Like, we pretty much have bought everything that we've wanted now. So it's like we don't really need anything else. So you gotta think of something that is going to get us to buy more. But the heads thing, it worked for me. Like, I never ever, as much as you praise Centuries, I'm like, I am not going to ever own a Century. I'm okay with that. And then I bought a Century because of the humanoid head sculpts.
The price on those originally, and the fact that it was the most kind of like Space Marine looking one, really appealed to me. So I bought a ton of them right off the start. I love the Century, and now with that new pack, dude, I love it even more.
Yeah, Freak says I had to slow down due to financial burdens. Sucks missing out on things, but bills got to be paid. Yeah, I get it. And that stuff is usually around. You can go to a show and still get the things that you need, or the community. There's a lot of people trying to follow the Horseman's model.
For
sure. I love they included a pelvis with the snake heads. I got multiple because I like snakes and needed the pelvis parts. Seems like there's like all the armory have the tail hole too. So they're definitely including that more, giving us a lot of parts. That was one of the topics that I brought up with Curtis. Do we need all the parts that are coming with the mythic and cosmic? Because I feel like sometimes I'm just overwhelmed and overloaded with all the different parts. So, like, is it ever a bad thing, you think, to have all these damn parts?
I think it depends on your organizational skills. So, like, so for instance, when I'm doing a review, after I do a review, I will put together my version of that character. So like Koi, put my version of the character, put it on my shelf, and then I'll throw the rest of the parts in a baggie like this, the parts that I didn't use. And then, I usually will keep that stuff for, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 months. And then eventually I will start putting them in like a container like this. So this one is upper arms and bracers. So when I do that kind of massive, going through there and separating, I, put them in here. And then if I want to build a figure and I need an arm, or I need a bracer or whatever, I just go to here and see what I've got available. And instead of breaking apart a new figure, I can utilize what I've got. So I've got like 20 of these now.
I was going to ask, I'm like, that can't be the only one that you've got.
So there's different ways. I know Bill from Dorkle area, like he has baggies that he puts like all the stuff from the characters in, and then he just kind of has like a box that he keeps those in. And so if he knows he wants to do a pop and swap with parts from a scaphoid, he'll go to the scaphoid bag, open it up, take those parts out, and do his pop and swap, do a picture or whatever, and then put it back in the bag and file it back in the box. That's one way of doing it. And if you are like, let's say you're building a figure and exactly I need a scaphoid part, that is helpful because you can go straight to it. If you're kind of just working with your parts and trying to figure out what works, and you want to see all the arms or you want to see all the legs, that makes it a little bit more difficult. So the method that I have is more for, if I don't know what parts I'm going to use and I want to look and play around and mess around with it, this works a little bit better, but it takes a lot of time to sort that stuff. So I'm never mad when they give me extra stuff. Like, I'm always happy to take extra stuff, but it does create some work to keep it straight and organized. So
I think it just depends on what it is. Like, we still get those 3 pieces, for the turtle shell back and the wing, the extenders and all that stuff. Or like for the shields, they're giving us the handle and the wrist. And I appreciate it, but it's like I don't like the handle. So like I've got just way too many of the shield handles. It's like, and I can't throw it away. Like, what do I do with it? But I would love to do a show on like how people organize their parts and stuff. I think that would be interesting for people to kind of share their information or what they do when it comes to organizing.
And then there's folks that just sell the extra stuff. They'll just, like you'll see a figure come out like the Mouse King, and somebody will go, hey, I'm going with the single head look. And next thing you know, they're selling the multi-head adapter and all the individual heads and stuff. That's another way to do it too, because then you're not building up all that extra inventory. You're recouping a little bit of money from the figure. You know, for non-customizers, that's probably the way to go. But if you're a customizer, you got to keep that shit, because otherwise you're going to need something. You're going to go, man, I got rid of that. And then now you got to open up a new figure. So
yeah, that's always a bummer. Yeah, I know Brett, he took like bins to one of the shows early last year, and just had like crazy. I don't know if he sold them. I think Brian Carr went to it.
He was doing where you could build a figure, right? Like you could you get a set of feet, a set of legs, whatever, and you could build a figure. And then I want to say it was like $50 or something. Ish did a very similar thing down at Joe Lanta, where he had a table out and it was just all these parts, and you just pick all the parts that you need, you put it in a tray, you pay for the tray, and then you go and it's almost like a little armory experience. So
yeah, I think that we're going to do one here in Michigan too at Tardy's, the comic shop. I think the Travis Bowles is going to do something like that. So I don't know, stuff like that will be fun.
Yeah,
definitely. Guesagoy says, I was there. He had 2 tables worth, 2 8-foot tables worth of parts. That's what I'm talking about.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's fun. I know Ish at IshCon. I think it was William Golden, or maybe he did it for Ish. I don't know, but yeah, it was like, you know, you can 2 arms, 2 legs, pelvis, you know, armor or whatever, head for, you know, it was like $40 or $50 or something like that. And it's fun.
The part that I have a ton of that I need to figure out how something to do with is just long swords, like just the regular swords. I probably have 200 swords,
right?
And it's like I need to. It's like, what can you do with all those swords? I guess I could make like a Game of Thrones throne. Like what? How do you incorporate all those swords? I don't know. But.
And that's something and that's kind of more what I was probably wondering about. Like, what do I do with all of these extra, you know, parts that we don't need anymore? Yeah, he had same thought, Throne of Swords. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool for sure. Yeah. Yeah, being organized too. That's something that you really, because I remember as a kid, I had like the box of the G.I. Joe parts, you know, because we take apart the G.I. Joes, and then I'm combing through the box or I'm dumping it out. It's better to organize. So I've got a bunch of boxes now. They're all kind of the same kind of boxes, and I label it heads or swords or loin pieces or feet or whatever, and then I just go through. I grab the boxes to look for. You know, that's how I do it, but I don't know.
Yeah, Freak says trade. Yeah, that trading works well too. So you got a lot of something that somebody else needs, and they got something you need. Do the trade thing.
Absolutely
works out well.
Or whenever you're trading with someone, or someone buys something from you, just sprinkle a few. You know, just sprinkle a few swords in there.
I typically will say, "Is there anything else you're looking for?" You know, like
Yeah, but if you have like, you know, a bucket of swords, that way there's somebody else.
That's a good idea.
Just sprinkle them in there, and then that's somebody else's.
From now on, everybody gets a package for me is getting back adapters and swords.
Yes, absolutely. Every size and color.
Yeah.
Brett sold a ton of fodder at Lehigh Valley Con. You could get a tray full of parts, take it to him, and he'd give you a price. It was sweet. Yeah, I would have loved to have. Because it's like Legos. You're just building, you know, you're just, you know, whatever you want to make, build it. It's fun. I haven't been at parts between Koki, Tude, and it's dwindling. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you share parts with your family. Yeah, for sure. I find it crazy that you have meetups like that where you can meet like-minded folks and trade your parts. That is so awesome. There's nobody around me. I'm officially jealous. You got to start your own, you know? Curtis, you got any Joy Toy Warhammer figs you trade?
I've only got 2, and they're not for trade.
Give it a shot. Give it a shot. Do you still have that horse available?
Nope, that was claimed.
What is this, swap meet now? What's going on here, you guys?
I had built.
Send a message.
I had built this horse the other day, which is the Deacon armor on a Boreas, which meant that then I had a Deacon horse with the Boreas armor that I said I would trade to anybody for an unopened Legions figure. Don't care what. And yeah, Jesse Marshall claimed it. So he's sending me a surprise figure. I don't know what I'm getting.
I hope it's not an Okietis. I hope for you.
It could be whatever. I don't care.
Is there a figure that you're like, I do not want that figure? Like
I can use pretty much anything.
Would you break it down?
For the pretty much. I would find some custom to use it on. So
what's the most undesired mythic for you? And chat, throw that out there.
Probably Bryophytus, just because there's very limited things that you can do with them. Like, you know, you can't really mix those parts with a lot of other figures. Like you can't, you know, like I can't take a bear arm from one figure and then throw a Bryophytus head on it or a Bryophytus hands on it. Yeah.
I mean, you could strip
but just about anything else I can use some way, some fashion, because you can just repaint it. But with that flocking stuff on it, it makes it a little bit more difficult.
Head back. So people in the chat, what would be the most undesired figure for you guys?
Trevor said that back adapters and swords are worse than getting packing peanuts.
Yeah, for real. I would be like, damn it, man.
That would be great. Just get a box that has one figure in it and it's completely surrounded by back adapters.
Absolutely. We got Mark. We have the third part of the trifecta has officially arrived. Welcome, Mark. How are you? Yeah, for me it would be Okietis and probably Brophitis. How do you say his name?
I think Okietis is very underrated. Like for a 2.0, it is very sturdy. The colors are unique. I like it a lot.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I can't. I've seen where people will add, you know, or they'll make it into a blue skeleton, and that's a little bit better. But man, I
did not like it when it was revealed, but once I got it in hand, and maybe I've got a really good one that's just like the joints are super stiff and stuff, but it is quality. It is probably my most sturdy 2.0 that I have, which I wouldn't have guessed because of the extra arms kind of makes it top heavy, but dude, it is sturdy. So
Trevor's saying Milena, the only Mythic Legion figure I absolutely despise. I think the yellow skin is kind of weird, but that's what Evil Land kind of.
You could always paint it.
I bought that figure for like $90 from Dennis Derby.
I will say, I was not a huge fan of her until Darla had made a cape for Amber, because Amber loves that figure and she loves the color yellow. And to me, like this yellow cape, like really brings this thing more to life. So yeah, I love that.
Yeah, definitely. Capes definitely can punch up a figure that needs some little something extras. Freak says there's not much in my collection I trade because I only bought the ones that I desperately wanted. And that's the thing. Like if you're newer, you know, you have to build up that catalog. But you know, like I was talking about this with Omar the other day. Whenever somebody's posting the Cabal, like, hey, I've got, you know, Legion builders for $30, $35, or, you know, you see a good deal. It's almost like it's hard to say no. So then you start building your, you know, catalog. It's like I've got probably 6 Cavern Dwarves and maybe one of them is opened, you know, or, you know, just extra stuff that we buy because it's a good deal.
Yeah, I see a lot of people like talking about like the colors of certain figures and stuff. For a customizer, like we can just paint that. Like color doesn't really matter. It's more the shape of things, and that's why when something comes out like Ashes of Agmander, I did not like that wave, right? And there's a lot of customizers that did not like that wave because there was no new tooling, and people are like, yeah, but they're cool characters. They might be. There might be cool characters, but if there's not new tooling, there's nothing new and exciting for a customizer. Because if we're going to paint it over anyway, you're just going to paint repaints, I've already got those parts. I don't need them again. So
it's basically, new soft
it's the
goods.
shape of things that really matters more than anything.
Is the Shui, because I know you're not a Shui fan, but is that head sculpt? It's new though, right? It's not a reused.
New. I do like the like it has some extra books and stuff. There's some parts on there that I definitely will utilize. I thought that was a lackluster one to end that wave with, but it's not a bad figure.
Yeah, I like Shui. I agree with Mark. I do love my boy Chris Gorich, but that the colors of that figure, just the green and the reddish, I was just like,
I wasn't a huge fan of the
antlers.
Colors, but once again, you can paint that and change that up. But I did put together this kind of like almost Boba Fett kind of thing using the two of those.
Yeah,
from that pack.
Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, sometimes it's like the parts. And that was how I was with the armory, the gladiator armory. I was more interested in the parts than I was the actual building the figures and stuff. So, yes, it seems like if you're not a customizer, maybe the colors might be the reason why you do not pick something up. OG skeleton Legion builders are my kryptonite. Yeah, me and Omar were talking about that. So whenever he sees Legion builder, skeleton Legion builders, he will buy them. And I think I'm like that with cavern dwarves. I do love the Legion builder dwarf too. I think that's I don't know, there's just something about that figure. I love my cavern dwarves.
Mine are sentries and Templars. Like sentries and Templars, I could buy them all day. I could get rid of everything in my collection and just have sentries and Templars, and I'd be happy.
Isn't that weird? Well, I wonder what that is in us that's like, I need that. I need more of those. I need to buy those for some reason.
I don't know. But I love it. I love having like an army of sentries and an army of Templars. So
I love that orc, the female orc, the Ether Blade female orc set, because you can build like 3 or 4 different orcs with that. I love that. Terrence says the answer is buying multiples. You'll see something at some point and want to replicate what some new part does on an old figure. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Anyone else have any figures that they would definitely not like? I know my man Mike here. He loves his Faustia. In fact, I was just messing with her the other day. I took her off the shelf and put a new cape on her. I don't see where I put her though. I put her somewhere.
Omar says Mephitor, and I would strongly disagree with that. Like, I get it. The colors are kind of very brash, but we don't have enough small goblin bodies. Like the old school Goblin Legion builder has been sold out for a couple years now. You haven't had Thistlethorn for quite a while, so that Mephitor gives you that option for that little body. If you want to make gnomes, if you want to make goblins, you want to whatever. It's a nice cheap one that you can get and paint and make a new figure with. So just because of the limited nature of that size of that scale, I think that's a really good figure to get.
Yeah, it's good to have extras if you're a customizer, because the size. I do love that little black goblin head that comes with it. It's a cool little, but the orange, I love orange, but the orange and the black, they just, I don't know what it is. I just do not like those two together.
I don't even remember where I've got mine now.
Trevor says Fury Orcs are my kryptonite.
I could see that.
I didn't know that about Trevor.
Yeah, he loves Fury. And there was one, I think it was like 2 Legions cons ago, where he had put out there, he's like every artist make a Fury clan something, because I'm gonna try to buy as many as I can. And like he bought from several artists something red. So
cool. Yeah, I didn't know that. I did not know that. Brian is very sensible. He says I tend to not overload on any one figure or figure type, but I can't seem to stop buying Templars. Yeah, I'm with you. I love the Templars, all versions. I do enjoy, and I love that they're still making, more Templars. That kind of tells me that it's a popular figure, definitely. But yeah, I mean, but I don't know what it is. Like, so if somebody had an Enoch for $50 or $45, even though I have a few, I would still buy it if I could.
I I not to buy many figures outside of pre-orders, but I will trade like nobody's business. Like if I see somebody that's looking to trade one, yeah, I will trade for Templars in a second, or Sentries or whatever. So
that's like Walter and his Malleuses, I guess.
Yeah,
Templars were another I considered army building. And I think Joe Gonzalez has like a Templar army that he has where you mix up the different heads and stuff. You put different heads.
The thing that I don't get about the Malleus though is like that's a named figure. Like I couldn't see having an army of a named figure. Maybe Swig because of the storyline of Swig, but other than that, like yeah. I think that's why I like the Templars and Sentries. It's just like they can be whatever. Like you don't know who it is.
Or change the heads. You could change the heads.
Yeah.
I could see that.
And same thing with what Trevor was saying. I know, before we had Fury Clan, like the Furious Four and stuff, like people would buy those Fury Orcs because you could just build a whole army of those. They were just nameless characters.
Right.
So
yeah. I want an army of the undead, and I have 2 packs. That is all I can afford. I really want to try my hand at painting the translucent parts to make 4. They are my White Walkers. There you go.
That's cool.
Yeah. Painting is very therapeutic. Even if you're not good at it, it's still fun to do.
Yeah, especially dry brushing. Dry brushing is nice.
Joe has several armies. Okay. Very good. Very good. So I had a topic that I threw out to Curtis. You look kind of sleepy, man. You doing all right?
No, I'm doing great.
Okay.
I'm doing great. I had a double coffee today, so I'm wired.
All right. I had thrown out a few topics, and this one seemed to catch Curtis's eye. He did like the idea, and it's something I don't see very much of. It's kind of hard to find an idea.
Not only do I think it's a good topic, I think it's a good topic for you and I to discuss.
Right. Absolutely. So the topic is Mythic Podcaster do's and don'ts. So for people that are interested in maybe starting your own Mythic show, Mythic related show, cosmic, whatever, and it maybe not even has to be, Mythic, maybe toy show or whatever. I thought that Curtis would be a good ideal person to have on to talk about that. And I will preface this by saying that when I did have the idea to do a show, I definitely reached out to Curtis, Jesse also a little bit, because I was new and I didn't really know who to ask. So I reached out to people that had been doing it for a while. I also talked to Mark Thomas a little bit because he does a lot of reviews and things. So I will say that Curtis was definitely very helpful in me getting this amazing show that it is today. So what's your thoughts on Mythic podcasting and being in that world of podcasting?
Man, there's a lot.
There's a lot.
I would start with, what are you trying to get out of it? Like, you need to figure out that first. Like, are you trying to like monetize it and make money off of it? And are you trying to like maximize view count and subscriber count and all this kind of stuff? Have affiliate links to where, are you trying to make money off of it?
Right.
If you're not, then what are you trying? Are you trying to create audio content that people will like? Are you just doing something because, like we were talking about, like you're bored and it's entertainment for you? And if people watch it, great. If they don't, that's fine. So that would be the first thing I would say is, like, what are you trying to get out of it? The second thing I would say, and I told you this, and Legion's ladies when they started up, and anybody that goes to do this, is what are you bringing that's unique that the community doesn't already have? Like, what is the thing that you're bringing to the table that's going to make people want to watch you in addition to all the other stuff that they're already watching? Because most likely they're not going to stop watching something else in order to watch you. Right. So what are you doing that's different that's going to make them want to watch? So those would be kind of the first two things that I would start with. Like, what are you doing it for? and what's going to be unique that people are going to enjoy from it.
Right. Yeah. I had a friend reach out to me and he's like, yeah, I really want to do, have a show. And I'm like, great. That's a great, go for it, dude. There's room. I mean, yeah, there might not be programming room or schedule room, but, everyone.
There's still a lot of time slots available. But that is a good don't step on somebody else's time slot.
Right.
If you're doing a live, like, it's not like you're breaking the law and people are going to drum you out of the community, but it's just being courteous, like trying to, like if that Jeremy goes live each week at 7:30 Eastern, don't do a live that's at 7:30 or 8 o'clock. Like wait till whatever it is, I think 9 o'clock Eastern that he's done. And then if you want to do one, then great. If you want to do one at 5 o'clock Eastern on Wednesday, you can't. Like there's a show pretty much every day of the week, but there's still time within those days that are available.
Right. Plus you're going to hurt yourself. Like, if you're going to try and go against an established show, odds are those people are going to watch that show.
Yeah, because it's just like we were talking about with the Cosmic Legion and Figure and Infinite, right? Like they're pulling from the same group of people,
right,
and they're asking them to spend money. Same thing for viewers. Like if I'm going live at the same time as, say, Latin Legions, some of the people that would watch me are going to be watching them, and vice versa. Where you're hurting both shows,
right? So, and that was something. Honestly, that was something that you had reached out to me about. Like, bro, what are you doing? You're scheduling this show, and this show is happening, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know. I wasn't doing it like maliciously. Mm-hmm. It was just I didn't understand, and I didn't realize that. So now it's like it's a show courtesy for other people and for you and for them. But mm-hmm. the main thing that I said to my friend that was interested, I said, like you said, what are you doing it for? Mm-hmm. If you're going to monetize it, that's a long game, and you're going to be surprised at what you get back financially. Like Mark has shared with me with as many viewers as he has, what he gets back financially. And let's just say you're not going to be able to put your kids through school or anything like that.
No, there's very few people that just do YouTube and that's like their job.
Right.
And the ones that do, they're scraping by, like it's not like they're living high on the hog. If you think about the most successful YouTubers, they're either doing that in addition to their regular job, right, or they're barely getting by with what they're getting from that stuff. So it's not a get rich quick scheme.
Right. That's not a realistic.
Yeah. And if you are trying to do that, like I know Mark has talked on your guys' show and stuff, if you are trying to like maximize subscriber count, view count stuff, there's a whole lot of stuff that you got to do research on and make sure that your thumbnails are right and make sure your taglines are good and know how to promote it and what ways you promote it. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of work involved. It's not just fun and games. So
yeah, as Mark says, do your research and find out what else is out there and what others are doing and do something different. Fill a hole that isn't being filled by someone else. It will make your content. That's right. It will make your content unique. and Terrence, I've talked to Terrence a lot too, and he will give me honest advice. Mm-hmm. And I agree with what he's saying. Honestly, I think most of the Mythic shows are roughly the same, and the biggest difference is the personalities.
I would disagree with that. I feel like all the Mythic shows that I watch, or all the shows that I watch, have some different things to it. Now a lot of them will touch on like the news and stuff, and that gets kind of repetitive. Mm-hmm. But the other stuff that they bring, like when I watch The Lair, I know they're going to talk about their, the hot seat questions, and you're going to get a tour. When I watch The Lounge, I'm going to get some more insight into the process from Trevor and stuff. You're going to get, some different things like their pop and swap contest and that kind of stuff. When I watch the ladies, they're going to have questions for people that you've never even thought to ask of a different person.
Subway or not, or what's your favorite color. But
Saturday Day Live, like those guys are just hanging out, like they're just having fun, and so it's a different. I think you get a different vibe from all of these different shows. So
Yeah, I agree. And that was something I told. I'm like, just have fun. Like, do it for fun, because that will attract people. If you're if you're entertaining yourself and you're with other people, like, are you doing it? Are you doing it by yourself? Are you going to do it live? These are the things I was asking him.
Yeah.
Are you doing it live? Are you pre-recording? There's pros and cons for both. Pre-recorded.
If you're pre-recording, you don't have to worry about anybody's time slot, right? You
Right.
can do it.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
Drop it whenever you want
if you're
to.
live, then yeah, you got to figure out a time that works for you and to where you're not going to step on somebody else. So it's a little bit more tricky, but there's also less involved because you don't have to like edit it or any of that kind of stuff. So
right. And then, you have to figure out your content. Like, what am I going to do? And am I okay with doing that every damn week or bi-weekly or whatever it is? Are you okay to do that? And is that something that people will be interested in, or that they will continue to watch on a regular?
Well, and that's if you're if like your goal is to monetize it and either supplement your income or for YouTube to be your income, like you do have to have that consistency where like you have something available, 4 days a week or whatever, every single week. Like you can't take time off. Whereas if you're doing like I'm doing, where it's like, I'm just trying to put out content that I think is enjoyable when it's convenient for me, then you're going to have some weeks where, I put out, 7 videos this week. And then there's going to be other weeks where I don't put out any. And it's just because, life is doing what life does. Yeah. But it all depends on like what you're trying to accomplish. So,
and it is work. Like, I think some people think that you just press a button, like, okay, going live, and you just, but there is preparation, there is work, there is thought and effort and time.
I love
and energy.
Your preparation, your little notes ahead of time is like my favorite thing. Like every time I'm on one of your shows and I get your little handwritten, not even like in pen, like it's in Sharpie to where it's like, yeah, that's the best.
That's me, man. That's how I do it. I've got a million of these cards, and it helps me. And I have a little card holder that I will put next to my laptop, and so I will ask. So I have my topics, and it's like, okay, they're right there. And I just saw now that StreamYard has notes, so you can add notes to your StreamYard. That's something else too that I wanted to bring up. You have to pick the right streaming sites and then get familiar with it. Like, I had no idea how to use StreamYard. Like, I asked, and I feel like I still am fumbling with it. So
it's pretty user friendly, but yeah, it takes a little bit to get used to it. So
yeah, I asked you a ton of questions, Jesse, too. I'm like, how do I do this? Like, how does this work, or how does that work? How do I do this?
And I've actually taken some people through. I think I did one episode on Off-World where the whole episode was me showing Joe Gonzalez how to run StreamYard because he was going to have to run it the next week. So yeah, hit up somebody that already knows how to do it and have them show you. But the other thing I would say is StreamYard is very expensive. It is the best. I mean, I've tried out different ones. I've seen other people that've used different ones. StreamYard is definitely the most user-friendly, but you're also paying for it. The best thing to do with that, in my opinion, is to find people to split the cost with you. So like the plan that I have right now has 4 like admin spots. So 4 people that could create a show, can pull up content, comments, all that kind of stuff. So you basically take that cost and you split it up across the 4 people. So like, I think the plan that I'm on right now is little over 400 for a year. But we've got 4 seats. So each of us pitch in a little bit over $100, and now you've got StreamYard paid for the whole year.
Right.
But if you're trying to do it by yourself and you're putting out $400 in a year, that's not the easiest. So you could partner up with somebody, especially if you're a one-man show and then somebody that on another day is doing another one-man show. You can say, hey, I know you're doing it, I'm doing it. Let's split the cost of this. Sounds good. So
yeah, I had thought about that because I know Jeff reached out to me and asked, like, hey, do you want to, go halves on it? And there was nothing against Jeff on that, but I didn't understand or know how to do like the sharing of the media or how that worked. Like I didn't really want someone to be able to tamper with the things that I have put in place, and vice versa. Like I don't want to mess up his setup. I don't know, like if like the loadout changes, kind of like it would be like if I played somebody else's video game, like I'm going and I'm messing with this person's, and then okay, I'm done, and then he would play it. Like I didn't know how it worked, so I'm like, you know what, it's okay. You do your thing and I'll do mine.
If you want to pull that up, so like it's pretty user friendly. So like if I go on here and I go live stream, you can see we've got all these different channels set up. So like I can create one for Off-World, I can create one for Jesse's channel. This we no longer do Legends of Grayskull because Sean and Dooch are kind of taking a break. Art by Ackerman. This is Jeff's channel, and this is Jesse's Instagram. So you just click one of these, and that's the channel that it's going to set it up for. You pick the time and you kind of go. Same thing for recording. So it's pretty user friendly.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I splitting the cost is a really good idea for sure.
Kerr says it's like dealing with a cable company.
Yeah. And there will be other companies that it'll look like it's a better deal, but then you find out in order to get the amount of people on screen that you want, in order to get people that can pull up comments and stuff, like you're going to end up paying about as much as you are for StreamYard anyway. And StreamYard's just way easier. Like you could do giveaways through StreamYard really easily because you just pull up a hashtag and they can, do it that way. You can, pull up content very easily. You can have videos and music and all this kind of stuff. Like it's just super easy to use. The cost is the biggest thing. And so anytime that you can kind of split up that cost with multiple people is a good thing.
Yeah, because I think I'm paying like $45 a month.
That's another thing I would say is if you can swing it, do the yearly. You're going to save a ton by doing yearly versus monthly.
Yeah, I think that's what Mark did. Mark tried, he had StreamYard, and I think he was like, this is too expensive. So he tried Restream, and Restream was not bad. The only thing I didn't like about Restream was whenever we were doing double jointed, I couldn't make comments. I could only watch the comments. So the whole show, I'm like, you wanting to interact with people in the chat, I would have to like, text the comment. So like that for me was kind of, and I'm sure he had more, examples of how it was just not StreamYard. So he went back to StreamYard, and then he paid like a yearly sum. So if you can do it, I'm sure it's a lot easier.
That one from Trevor is a good one. Like sometimes they'll try to bump like StreamYard. The one year they were trying to take us from 400 and say the next year was going to cost us 800. So we just closed our account, created a new one, and they gave us an introductory rate at 400 again. So you gotta test those things out. Also, if you like wait, like let's say you're doing the month to month like you are right now, Greg, right? And you come around to November next year, Black Friday, they'll have a sale and you can get in on it, and then you're locked in for the year and stuff. So check out deals that they have going on that as well.
Yeah, thank you. That's a good tip right there. So yeah, that's you need to look for the right streaming site for you. Like we both said, StreamYard is definitely the way to go. It's probably the easiest, most accessible. People know how to use it. So it's good for your guests and stuff like that. It's a very accessible, user-friendly type of situation. So then you have to also do your streaming. You have to set up a YouTube account. So that is, it's not just like watching videos. You have to like connect your email with your YouTube, and then you can start creating content for that. So then you also, so like there's more to it also. So like Facebook, if you want to connect, and I forget this, but like you can share your video or a upcoming stream video or podcast you can share that onto a Facebook page,
Mhm.
like the Cabal, and then people will be able to click on it and it'll go right to that. Sometimes I forget to do that, but there's a lot of little.
Another tip with that, Facebook does not like to kind of show people when you have a link in the post. So like if you take the link for a YouTube live that's coming up and the post is that link, it will not show that to that many people. But if you just put the thumbnail like as a picture and that's the post as the picture, and then in the comments you put the link, it's going to show that to more people.
Okay.
So that's a little kind of tip there. Also, you have to kind of get you familiar with what they call YouTube Studio, where you can go in there and you can change your thumbnail. You can add tags like hashtags to it. So when people look up, like for my my exploded reviews, if I'm doing one on, let's say, koi, I'm going to have hashtags in there like mythic legions, figure obscura, cosmic legions. So if people pull these things up, if they type in koi, if they type in, certain things, that it's going to include that in that search for those things. And you can only do so many tags. So like I will keep a different set for like if I'm doing a travel toy video versus I'm doing an exploded review. So there's some things within YouTube Studio you need to get familiar with too. And then if you are going to at some point monetize it, you got to set up, there's accounts that you have to set up in order to get super chat money and to get, if you've got subscribers and ad revenue and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's a lot to it,
And you have to do the work, you have to do the research. And I think also you have to be comfortable. I don't know about selling yourself, but putting yourself out there, promoting yourself a little bit. I know a lot of people have issues with promoting yourself. It does feel weird. I have a t-shirt with my face on it, and it's not like the most comfortable thing, but like you have to do that. I mean, you don't have to put a t-shirt with your face on it, but you have to put yourself out there. You know what I mean? You have to get over that, like, why am I doing this for? Like, is there anyone that's going to want to see my show? Like, get over that and just do it for yourself. You know
I've got
what I
a
mean?
big one here. And I know it's one that you and I have talked about a lot of times. Not everybody is made for YouTube. Okay.
True.
You can watch YouTube, you can enjoy it. You can say, man, it would be cool to do something like that. But if you're not able, like for the first almost hour of the show, we bullshitted and talked about nothing. Right. If you can't just talk about nothing, might not be for you, because what you don't want to do is get into a show and there's just a lot of silences and it's awkward and you're fumbling around and like, yeah, you gotta be able to just bullshit.
Yeah. And I think maybe one of the things that people are good at is maybe bringing out that in other people. Cause like, I have an example, I won't say their name, but I was like, what do you think about this guy? I was thinking about having him on the show. And you're like, well, he's a good guy, but he doesn't really talk much. And so like I did a show with him and I'm like, this guy, I had to pull it out of him. But when I stopped taping, blah, 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 blah,
right.
And so like I had to figure out a way. So I'm like, okay, I like this guy, but I need to figure out a way to engage him so that he will give me that, you know what I mean? Like, because some people will just sit there and like they will wait their turn or they will listen. And it's like, you're not doing me any good. You're not helping the show. You're not. And I'm sure that you have plenty of opinions, but so you have to have the Curtis or the Greg or the, the Trevor that will say, that will get things moving. And you need to be that type of person if you're going to have a show with other people on it. If it's just going to be you talking, just talk, just do your thing. But you have to make sure if you're having multiple people on that you can engage them and get them, or just have Curtis on.
Well, I think that's why, like when we do our triple jointed, why it feels so natural, right? Because you, me, and Mark can all just talk. Like all three of us can talk. So we could just go on for 3-4 hours and not have a single topic. and it's fine. But I've had episodes like with Jesse on Shooting the Shelf. Jesse doesn't just talk a lot, right? Like he will have a question or comment every now and then, but otherwise there's a lot of silence around Jesse.
Yeah.
And normally that's not a problem because I can just keep the conversation going and engage with the guest. But we've had a couple guests where we'll ask them a question, everything's like one word answers, and then they don't expand upon anything.
It
and
makes it
I
tough.
will send Jesse a text and I'll be like, dude, I'm fucking dying here. I got nothing. Like you need to generate some questions, or you need to help me out because I'm drowning.
I'm dying. I'm dying over here.
It doesn't happen often, but sometimes you get that situation.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. That happened to me, and I hate to bring it up, but I did a Swig special thing, and I had Terrence, I had Gina, I had Kirby, I had Jay Low Fidelity, I think Paul Zach. And someone else, and it was like crickets. Like no one was saying, and like I'm pissed off because I'm like, Terrence, I know you talk, boy. Like you talk as much as anybody. But so I texted him after. I'm like, bro, like you were like, and because I was kind of mad. I'm like, bro, you didn't say anything. And he's like, well, I was trying to give other people a chance to say something, but no one was saying anything. So I ended the show. I'm like, okay. That's it for this show, and I think it was like an hour long, and I'm like, bye. And I ejected because
sometimes you can navigate around that, right? Like if you know you have somebody that is not going to engage a lot, you can have them on a show where you have somebody that engages a lot and kind of offset each other, right? And I'll give an example, and this is no knock on anybody or something, but if I was going to have Dave working on my show, right? Dave doesn't talk a lot. And when he does talk, it's a lot of one-word answers. And, but if I invited Steph at the same time, I know Steph's going to carry on that conversation, right? So they would offset each other pretty well. So you can have, like, you could say, hey, I really want to have this person as a guest, but I know they're not going to be very engaging. Throw somebody else in the conversation that is going to help keep that conversation moving.
I think it depends, too, on the topic. Like, if it was a show about guitars, like Dave would be all over it. You know what I mean? Like Dave's laughing right now, but there's nothing wrong with that. But like, you have to either have the right guest with the right topic or have something that they really are passionate about and that you can really engage them in what you're doing. It's almost like you need to know the strengths of your guests, you know what I mean? Or what they're interested in, or, Mark says, you have to be able to think, talk, react on the fly. If you're not quick and able to carry a show when your guest isn't talking, this is not for you. You have to know how to keep them talking, for sure. Yeah. And that's why it's good to have a partner. You know what I mean? Like I've had it where I'm like, shit, I cannot think of anything else. I've gone through all my notes. What else should I ask? It would be great to have a Curtis or someone else or a Mark that can throw out like, keep it going. Maybe they thought of something that I didn't think of, or maybe, I'm so busy on my notes that I missed the cue of something that I could ask. So,
well, and having stuff ahead of time is good if you can't do that. So like, if you're not somebody that can naturally just kind of like come up with questions and engage in conversation on the fly, having some prearranged questions and stuff, it may seem a little bit robotic, but it's at least going to keep the conversation going. I will tell you, Shooting the Shelf, we've never once planned anything that we're going to ask or talk about.
That would stress me out.
We just fucking go. Like we go through the shelf selections, and then it's like, okay, here we are. We're talking, and it's just having a conversation. So,
and Trevor's right. Research your guests. Like at least know what they're doing, what they're up to, what they've got going on. And even if you don't know them, kind of, look at their Instagram or their, what have they done in the cabal? Like, why are they on there for if you don't know them? You know what I mean? Like, get to know them a little bit. And that way, and right here, Mart says, chemistry is everything. Some groups have it or not. And that's true too. People, they can tell.
If you are going to do a show with guests, though, make sure that you are showing, like, putting the spotlight on them, right? Like you want to highlight your guest and make sure that like people are getting something out of that. Cause if I do 100 episodes, I'm in every one of those 100 episodes, right? Like I don't need to shed a light on me. I'm already on every single episode, but this may be the only time, like when we did the interview with Mr. C, right? He hadn't been on other interviews in our community. He hasn't really been on too many after that. So like, I really want to make sure that we show the spotlight on him. So if somebody comes back to watch this video, they're really learning about him, not about me and Jesse.
Right. Yeah. You have to know when to, let them talk and you want the people to see. People already know who you are. It doesn't need to be the Curtis show. We want to, celebrate Mr. C and what he's doing and what he's up to,
Yeah.
And Govier says, and this is something that's important too. Also, it's about having the right number of people. 9 to 10 makes people shut up to avoid talking over. Only 2 or 3 if someone is chatty at shows. Now, I have a lot of times where the show is like 9 people, and sometimes it's great, and other times it's like, bro, like everyone is talking all at the same time. And some of it might be people don't understand the etiquette yet, because if you're new and you're talking, no one else can hear anything other than what you're saying. It's not like a conversation at a pizza parlor where you can just talk louder and get your point across. Everyone needs to take turns, and you're good at that. Like I'm noticing, like you will shut up when I'm saying something, and I'll be quiet when you're saying something, because people can't hear. Like you can't hear when if we're both talking at the same time, no one's getting a point across because no one can hear it. So that's something.
I think that kind of depends as far as how many people and stuff. It really depends on what kind of show you're doing. So like, the other night we were doing one with, we were talking about the cosmic packs, right? And we had a bunch of people on screen, but we would basically pull one up and then we would go through each person. Like, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts? So each person had kind of their time slot to talk. If it's kind of a free for all and people are talking, that's when kind of the raising the hand actually comes into play, and it helps. And sometimes like we'll be on a group, like we'll have a bunch of people and I'll raise my hand up, and like you or somebody will be like, hold on, Curtis, we'll get to it. It's like, I'm waiting patiently. I just want to let you know,
acknowledging
like,
you. I see it.
When there's an opening, I've got something that I'd like to say. So that hand holding, like hand up, can really help out a lot in those situations as well.
Yeah.
So
and I do like the big groups because people can feed off each other. Like if you have the right type of people that can just conversate, it makes what I'm doing easier, because I'm just listening and engaging. So it's like, I call it the couch episode, where I don't really have a lot of topics. It's just what do you want to talk about? What do the people in the chat want to talk about? What's going on? That's
kind of what an off-world is for me. It's just a hangout, right? Yeah.
Makes it fun. And people, I think, are attracted and will watch when it's fun, I think. And that's the key word, I think, is fun. You got to make sure that you're having a good time. Don't make it a chore. Don't make it a job. And you want people to have fun on your show. If they're not laughing and cracking up and feeling comfortable and loose, then you're not doing your job right.
It should be an enjoyable experience.
Yeah. Organizing it like Curtis does makes a huge difference. I thought he wasn't organizing. I thought he wasn't organizing anything.
I think he's talking about like kind of the order of people like answering a question or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I tried to do that. Like I did a show recently, and Trevor was kind of laughing at me as he was watching, because one of the guests was just talking over everybody. And so I had to. No, actually, it wasn't this time. I had to like say, okay, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on that? And then the next, I would say, okay, what's your thoughts on that? Because the person would just, like, every time a new topic or a new picture or whatever, that person would just. And it's their personality, I guess. Maybe they're not on a lot of shows. They didn't understand that there's an etiquette, that you should wait your turn and respond. But they were just so excited, and I was just like, "Fuck, man!"
Yeah, if you've got a bunch of people on screen and you just say, like, "What's everybody's thoughts on this?"
Right?
You're gonna get the ones that are the really engaging ones are gonna jump right out there, and the other ones are gonna kind of hang behind and not. So you kind of have to like call people out. It's like. Whether it was in school or a work function or something, if you ever have to do something in a team and they split you up with like 5 other people, and they're like, okay, here's your project. Somebody is going to take the lead. Somebody's going to jump out and say, okay, I need you to do this. I need you to do it. And those people, like if you're that personality that you're want to take the lead, you might be good for being on YouTube. Like that, this might be a good fit. If you're one of the people that kind of sits back and waits for somebody to tell you what to do, running a YouTube show might not be for you.
Unless you have people on Curtis, unless you're, asking Curtis to be on your show, then it's not a bad thing. That's just how it is. You have to get after it. You have to be the aggressor. And you have to chase, depending on what your show is, you have to have topics. You have to have a reason to do your show. You have to figure out, what is my show going to be about? Is it going to be different every week? Is there a formula? You have to figure those kind of things out. And then you have to reach out to people. You have to connect.
I got one more too.
Go ahead, man.
Engage with your chat. If you're doing a live, make sure you're engaging with your chat. Don't ignore them, because they want to feel like they're part of it. Right. And I've seen certain shows, like there might be a show like, okay, Mythic Conversations. When Jeremy's on by himself and he's got a topic and he's doing whatever, he engages with the chat a lot. But if he's on there with Eric, he pretty much doesn't look at the chat at all. And it's like, it makes those, even though it's cool to get the information from Eric, it makes those shows less interactive and not maybe as fun. So you just got to make sure that you're, kind of balancing that.
Yeah, I agree. Live is a blast. Just, going live and interacting with people, because it's almost like they're there in the room with you. And so it makes it a lot of fun. I get behind sometimes, like I'm answering, like in the beginning of the show, I was answering questions that were 10 minutes past. So I guess you have to, and that helps also to have a second or co-host that can also read or keep things going, but they can also put on the screen what the comments are, or a relevant comment, to keep that engagement going. So
it helps to have good equipment too. Like you don't have to
that's what she said,
spend thousands of dollars. Like I know, like John from the Your Allegiance, he's got a whole mixing board and cables that go to microphones and all this kind of stuff. But have a good mic, have a good camera, have some lighting that can, so you're not sitting in the dark. You want to be able to have people hear you, see you, kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a decent internet, for gosh sakes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
They're gonna be
yeah, exactly.
I'd be stuck for
yeah. Have a good internet.
Yeah, I tried all kinds of different because my Wi-Fi, the router is downstairs, and so I did the wireless, and it was terrible, and I just, so I literally have a cable going up, Ethernet cable going up the stairs into my room, because there's no way.
Yeah,
there's no way. Well, I feel like we beat that dead horse, but that was a fun topic. I think that was so if you ever have any questions, if there's
one more, utilize the people that are already out there.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, reach out to somebody. Like don't be afraid to, and even not only before you start your show, but after you, hey, I just put out this episode, or I just did this live. What did you think of it? Was there anything you'd do differently?
Yeah. And be honest. I have asked for your opinion on things, and you've given it without me asking. But I know it's with love and with respect and friendship, but it's true. I had a show that I really believed in and wanted to do, and surrounded myself with people that I really liked. And I tried to make a show, and it was boring. Like Curtis is like, this is so boring. And, it hurt my feelings, but it was like, this is true. Like it is boring. And, I try to figure out ways to make it not boring, but I think it has to do with chemistry. It has to do with the people that you have on your show. So it was kind of a lesson in that, just kind of learning, adapting as you go. Not everyone is for YouTube. Not everyone is meant to do it just because you want to do it. It may not be your thing. Like you try it and give it a try and see if you like it.
Yeah.
But reach out to people. You know, Curtis, thank you, Curtis, for being brutally honest sometimes. But I need that. You know, I need that honesty. You can be passionate about something and it still not be that good. So reach out to us. I don't mind helping people. I mean, that's what this community is all about, is people helping people. When my friend reached out to me, dude, I was honored. I'm like, because he could have asked Curtis, and maybe he has asked Curtis, but that he asked me, I'm like, dude, thank you. You know, I will give all the advice that I can on starting your own show. And I'm excited. I'm like, whenever you do it, let's do it. You know, I will help you in any way that I can. Because I believe in you know, people expressing themselves. Like I don't know. I'll stop rambling.
No,
But,
I get you. Like I have almost every single show that has started up out there after I've been doing my stuff. I've reached out to them and said, hey, if you need anything, if there's anything I can help you with, let me know. Most people don't take me up on it, and that's fine. And then there's others like PGG, where I offered, you know, to help and this and that, and they're like, no, we're fine, we got this. And then like 5 minutes before their first show, they're like, hey, we don't know what the hell we're doing, can you like come in and help us? And so like I did for like 2 weeks, and I'm like, okay. And I showed them like where the certain buttons were and how to do certain things at StreamYard. I was like, okay, you guys got it from here, let me know if you need anything. And they're like, where are you going? I'm like, well, I'm gonna go sit on the couch with my wife and hang out and, you know, watch your show. No, we need you here. So now I've been stuck with them for like 2 years. So
it's been a journey.
Yeah,
it's been a journey. Omar gave me a shout out. Thank you, Omar. Shout out to Greg for having different members of the community, and we don't usually see on his shows. Gives us a voice. And shout out, yes, to Curtis for really taking little Jeff under his wing and giving him, you know, the wings to fly and do his own show.
He's my Gilligan to my I'm Skipper, and
he's your little buddy.
Yeah, he's my little buddy.
He's your little buddy.
I you know, to where I want to strangle him at times, but then there's other times where I got to look out for him. So
absolutely. Yeah. He's a fragile little guy that he needs some help, but absolutely. You've gotten very good at focusing on your guests. I try, because I'm like, I don't do anything too creative. This show is like my creative outlet, you know, and I love to showcase other people. Like I tell Brian Land all the time, I'm like, bro, whenever you want to be on, I love everything that you do. I love your creativity, you know, and CarverCon, and I embrace all that and want, you know, to people to see, you know, what you're doing and what you're working on. So anyone that's in this community that I really believe in, that I think are great people, I love to have them on the show. And I've had people a lot of times reach out. I don't know if they do that for you, that they're like, bro, I want to be on your show. And
I've had a few. It doesn't happen often. I wish that I had it more. I wish people would, like I was talking to you about Offworld, like we, you know, it's an open invite. And I know there's some folks out there that would love to kind of interact and hang out and stuff, but they just don't ask. And perfect example is Rob Zamora. Like he you know, was kind of craving some sort of outlet like that to just hang out and interact with people, because he's one of those that also doesn't really have a whole lot of folks around him to interact with this stuff. And then he asked one time if he could be on Offworld. I'm like, absolutely, like, here you go. And then, you know, send him the invite next week. And then next thing you know, he's part of the show pretty much on a weekly basis. So don't be afraid if you know, maybe you don't want to run your own show, but you would like to be on with somebody, like, yeah, reach out to him.
Yeah, for sure. And it just adds more facets to your show, you know. I like when you ask, you know, hey, does anyone want to be on? And there's times when I'll do a live and I'll put the link in the comments. Like if anyone wants to hop on. The other night we had Jay and who's new to the community, and Omar, and then Larry Hodge from Larry's Geeky World, and we all just kind of talked Star Wars, and it was fun. You know, I don't know if anyone else watching had fun, but we had a good time. So that was, you know.
Was it the last one that you had that like Scott jumped on from overseas and stuff.
That was Sunday. That was
Yeah.
2 Sundays ago or something. That was fun.
Yeah, that was awesome. Like dude's over in the desert, like he has literally nobody around for in countries away before you get to somebody that's collecting this stuff. And so for him to be able to just hop on and chat with people about it, I'm sure that was awesome for him, and it was cool for us to be able to see. So
that made my day, dude. I was so stoked about that he actually, was part of that.
Dude's
that was
awesome. He's out there serving our country and stuff. And, to be able to give that dude an opportunity to come on and just shoot the shit about figures for a bit. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. I do have his box. I just taped it up last night. So Curtis sent some stuff and I've got a few items that we're shipping out to him. So that was cool, man. I appreciate you doing that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Twilder says, I enjoy watching the shows and enjoyed being on Legion's Lounge and Latin Legions, but have no desire to do my own show. But engaging in the chat definitely helped me know people for Legion's Con. Yeah, for sure. It's like you don't have to. And I've told Terrence, like, Terrence talks so damn much, but the dude's always working. I'm like, Terrence, you need your own show just to, get your thoughts. And, he's very analytical and has a lot to say because we both share a chat with him. This guy's got pages of, exposition in our chats. Or 8-minute voice chats. I'm like, this guy's got definitely things to say. He needs his own show, but sometimes people are busy, or sometimes people realize doing a show is not for me.
I think Twizzler's a great example of, as you're coming in this community, if you want to like really throw yourself into it, like how to do it. Like he's in all the chats, he's engaging with people, he's making comments. Then he goes to Legion's Con and he's just handing out candy to people. And it's like, dude, absolutely, I want to talk to you and get to know who you are because you're handing me candy. Like
absolutely.
That's a perfect segue into having a conversation. So
that's what I love too about our community is that there is room for everyone's weirdness.
Yep.
Like every personality, there's room. And it just makes our, community even better. As long as you're not a dick or a jerk.
And you can even do that every now and then as long as you kind of balance it out with some goodness. So
I love Darla in the chat too. She had a comment earlier about you talking, her not having to say anything. This community is the best cure for loneliness. Turn on YouTube anytime and chat with my family or chat with family. I totally agree. And I get why like Curtis does the live because like it's like now, it's like it's a cure for loneliness. If I hop on, Hedgehog's chat and hear them talking and I'll make a comment or something and, they read it I feel like it's an interaction that we're all having together. So I agree.
Yeah. And I love the fact that she gets into this stuff. Like it took a while before she actually enjoyed the toys, but she attached herself to the community right away because she could see like, these are just really awesome people, good-hearted, just loving, caring, funny, awesome people. And then slowly over time, like she's like, oh, that's kind of a cool toy. I really like that one. I really like Ziri. I really like, when Nieve comes out, like I need to get one of those. Like, so yeah, I mean, I think if you're somebody that has this is kind of off the YouTube topic, but if you're somebody that has a spouse that doesn't get this or doesn't like it or doesn't support what you're doing, take them to one of these conventions. Take them to a Mesquite Con. Take them to a Legion's Con with you. Have them interact with folks for a day. I think their opinion might change, because this community is just a great group of people. And that's what, like when I took Darla to the first Legion's Con she went to, I figured it was just going to be a one and done. She was going to go visit it, see it one time. And then the rest of the time I was going to have to go by myself. And within 15 minutes of being at intern, she's like, I love this. I want to come back next year. It's like, okay, awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. My wife, she's uber shy. But like she listens because I'm listening to Purple Gang or I'm listening to Mythic Conversations. She's like, oh, that's Jeremy. Or she'll hear it and be like, oh, that's Curtis. I can hear Curtis's voice. And so like, she knows like the people that are on the shows, like she associates their voice or, there's Trevor, like she'll know the difference and she'll say, is he on this show, or is he this, or what does he do? And she'll ask me. And so like in her mind, she's like connecting all the different, but I need to bring her to one of the shows, but
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I want her to be part of this. But yeah, she knows though how much I love the people like in the community.
Mm-hmm.
And so, she knows that, they're my friends. And so, she understands. It makes a little bit more sense to her that it's not just a toy group. Omar says, I am taking my wife to ZoloCon for those there. She doesn't like conventions, but she is so supportive of the toys and community. So I need all of you to show her a lot of love. Definitely,
sure.
Man. Definitely. Yeah. We could do that. Love you all. Love you too, man. For sure. Love Fest. Let's do our show and tell and shout outs and then call it a show. I need a sandwich. We're talking about food and now I need some. What you got? What you got?
I'll start off with this big boy. Showed this off the other night.
See this
on Off-Road, but this is
what is that, dude?
This is a Joy Toy Warhammer Thousand Suns Dreadnought. And dude, this thing is just so cool. Like it's got like a bunch of ratcheted parts here. Yeah.
I love that sound.
Dude, it's so good.
What's the driver? Can I see the little driver in there?
It's just like a head here.
Okay.
So it's not like it's not
I see.
Out or anything. But I am not like falling down the rabbit hole like some other folks with this Joy Toy stuff. I'm very much going to pick and choose, but I have got like my Robo Skull up top on one of my D-tops with a bunch of red jets around it. And I loved the color on this. I felt like this would really like fit in well with that. So this is going to go up there with those.
Is that a blade or like a long finger?
Yeah, it's a big giant blade. And then these fingers like articulate and stuff, these like robotic fingers. So these are like really high quality, good stuff. This is kind of what one of the regular, now this is a kind of a bigger one of the regular figures, but they stand about, like 5.5, 6 inches tall. This one's a little bit taller because it's got like more of the armor and stuff, but Blake gave me this one at Legion's Con to try to get me to fall down the rabbit hole. But I'm very much going to pick and choose on stuff that fits in with like Cosmic, because I can't just have another collection. So
right. Yeah, I think Warhammer is one of those toy lines that people are so passionate about, and then they try to get other people, like Mythics, they try to get other people into that, to go down that rabbit hole.
It's super cool. And I know Blake does a show with Wraith Mace on Sunday nights called Toy Hammer After Dark on the Wraith Mace YouTube channel. And even though I'm not like collecting all the figures and stuff, it's cool to see their passion for it and see the stuff that like it is great. buddy it is great art and cool figures and stuff like that. Like it's interesting to see. So, and
it's completely different than Mythics. It's like a whole different.
But I'm at a point where like I can appreciate something being a really cool toy without having to own it.
Right.
So yeah,
I'm with you. Like I will buy maybe one or two if it's reasonably priced.
Yep. Like that was that big thing. It's like 12 inches, and I think it was right at $100. That's not bad.
Yeah, and then you're good. I'm like, I don't need to buy all the different colorways or all the different. I buy one. I support it. It's good. I'm good. Yeah, I like it.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you have more show and tell?
Yeah, but we're going back and forth.
Okay, okay, we could do that. I've got the new Zatanna.
Nice.
That I got on Thursday or Friday. Jeff in our group chat just posted that she was available with the other wave at Best Buy. So I ordered it on a Wednesday and got it on a Thursday, which was insane. But really good figure.
Oh, I didn't know the hat came off. That's cool.
Hat comes off, little rabbit comes out. No, it doesn't, but
that's cool. Yeah, I didn't know the hat came off.
Yeah, really nice figure.
Show that chimp.
The chimp is on the shelf. I do not have him right now. I would have to get up and show that I have no pants on. So
I think it's interesting that the platinum version, a lot of times it's just a repaint, but like it has a completely different head. The chimp, it's got like an open mouth, like screaming head. Yeah.
Let me go grab the chimp. Do you have it yet? Did you get it?
I did not get that one. I on my McFarlane stuff, I collect for the multiverse anything that was a superpower figure or anything that was in like the Super Friends cartoon back in the day. So Zatanna doesn't fit either of those, so I don't need to have her. So that's how I kind of contain my collection a little bit. Freak says I'm only getting the Adepta Sororitas from Joy Toy, maybe a couple others for combat. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to go all in for sure.
Got Ed in the chat. Good morning, Ed. How you doing, buddy? How's that hand, man? You got burned for Christmas?
Oh, that's no good.
I think he burned his hand on the oven or doing something. Okay, so here's the chimp, Detective Chimp.
That's cool looking.
Fun figure. Doesn't have a lot of articulation. He's like,
yeah, the other one I think is a yellow outfit instead of green, and then he's got like a screaming head.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Yeah.
His arms move and his head moves, and that's it.
He's cool looking though.
It's fun on the shelf. I had him on the shelf already. I put him up there, but that's cool figure.
Yeah.
Twizzler says I have 2 Zatannas, but they haven't arrived yet. Good luck, man. I hope you get the chase. I actually like the colors on the regular than I liked on the chase.
In case somebody doesn't know, if you order those things through McFarlane, sometimes you end up paying a little bit more for shipping, but if you order a figure and you don't get the chase, they do this program called the EQL, where they will draw people's names for an opportunity to buy the chase at the regular price. And if you order the standard figure, you have an increased chance in the EQL of getting the they basically put your name in twice. So just FYI.
No, that's a good tip. That's cool. I like that. They sent me some emails before wanting to know if I wanted to get in on that. And I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, dude. I'll take the chase for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't cost anything to put in for the EQL unless you actually get your name drawn, and then you can decide whether you want to purchase it or not. So
Ed says antifreeze burned my ass. Hose popped. It doing really well. Thank goodness.
Damn.
I hope your ass recovers. I'm glad your ass is better.
I don't know why his ass was near antifreeze, but
so was his butt cheeks? Did he like clamp onto the radiator cap? And I mean, maybe that's a technique.
I don't know. Later today, when I get some more information on that.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. Don't do it. Raw dog. Maybe wear some jeans.
Yeah,
but maybe you can't get the good grip with the 2 butt cheeks. Maybe the 2 butt cheeks, opening a jar of peanut butter or something. It's the same kind of, because the cap is probably only like that. So with your ass, I don't know, but be careful, man. Make sure the car is not, make sure the car is not running. You don't want to get, any low hanging fruit might get on that fan belt or, the radiator fan. Be careful, man. Be careful. Take care of yourself.
Oh, yeah.
My ass was like Pac-Man. I can only go run dog. Okay. I appreciate that.
There you go. Now we know.
So he does all his repairs with his ass. That's a YouTube show right there. That is a completely original idea and concept. And I would watch it for a few episodes for sure.
For my next pickup, I'm not really collecting much G.I. Joe right now. I've got a little like 4 or 5 figure collection, but I was excited about this and got this from Joe Gonzalez, the little scorpion dude.
There he is right there. Oh wait, there's Joe's just showed up.
Oh, nice. So he had ordered one from eBay and had it mailed to me. I switched the arms on here because I didn't like the way that the way the arms went. So I actually flipped the left on the right side and the right on the left side, and then switch the claws on them, because I think it looks better like this. But yeah, this is a really cool thing. I love it.
That is cool.
And then I did throw some like kikis in the tail because it was a little loose. So now I've got, the flexibility without it flopping around. So there you go.
Yeah, no flop.
Yeah,
flop.
I'm gonna have this fight my Perseus in my Clash of the Titans display that I'm gonna work on.
Idea.
So
that's a good idea. I like that. How we doing, Joe? Good morning, Joe. It's early for you, buddy. Still, appreciate you being there. Speaking of classified, I've got the new cover girl.
nice.
Carded. I didn't have the other one, so when I saw this with the new head sculpt, and it's such a. I mean, both are great. I love the hat one.
Yeah, the hat one's cool.
Very cool. Yeah, so I always like cover girl, even back in the day. I like that tank that she came with. Very cool. So I'm kind of not really collecting a lot of classified anymore. I'm definitely cherry picking. I love classified, and I love G.I. Joe as a kid, but just space. I don't really have a shelf for classified, but sometimes a figure is so good, I'll buy it, pick it up.
I've got just a mini, like the Billy bookshelves. I got like a mini one that's just got squares and stuff. And the top square, I've got Serpentor, Cobra Commander, Destro, and then Sergeant Slaughter. And that's it. So
there you go. That's all you need. Chris Johnson says, love the original Clash. Me too, man. I remember I saw it at the theater and it just blew me away.
One of my favorite movies of all time. I've watched that. I watched that so much with my mom as a kid. Like it was, so it now when I watch it, I think about my mom. It's very nostalgic.
Yeah. But it's also a good movie.
Oh yeah.
Like it still holds up. I love the stop motion with skeletons and all that. I love the old Sinbad movies. If people that are young have not seen Clash of the Titans or the Sinbad movies, or Jason and the Argonauts, also go check those out. Those are awesome. Awesome.
Skeleton Raider gives me Jason and the Argonaut vibes for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think Eric Treadway definitely borrows from a lot of different
or at least is inspired.
Inspired. Maybe. That's probably a better word. I don't mean that he's taking ideas or anything like that, but like our age, if we were trying to create something for public consumption, it would be probably borrow on some things that inspired us when we were kids or that we liked.
It's like the thoughts and likes that you have today have all been molded by the things that you've experienced throughout your life, right? So if you're relatively the same age and you grew up with the same cartoons and the same toy lines and the same movies, you're going to have some similar ideas. So absolutely.
Sinbad movies were so good. Alithia reminds me of the Golden Voyage of Sinbad. I love that Minotaur. There was like a gold Minotaur. There was like a lady. She was kind of like a witch, like a wizard lady, and she would transform into a seagull. And I remember she didn't have enough potion. And so when she transformed back into a human, she was laying in bed and she like pulled the cover off and like she had one like seagull like foot. And she's like, no, it's enough. And man, that freaked me out as a kid. I was like, what is going on here, man? That scared the crap out of me.
I think it was from the Sinbad movies where they had like the giant Cyclops.
Yes.
And like if I know the ones that we have now, like the ogre size ones are called half giants. If we ever get a full giant, dude, I would love a full giant Cyclops.
I would
like that would be super cool.
Yeah, I would love that. Absolutely. Brian Carr says, I watched Clash of the Titans, Jason the Argonauts, and Sinbad countless times when I was a kid. When I saw the Skeleton Legion Builder 2, I immediately thought of the stop motion skeletons. Absolutely.
I didn't get that vibe from the Skeleton Legion Builder, but when I saw the Skeleton Raider with the shield and that helmet, I'm like, yep, that's it right there. So
absolutely. Unrelated, but I started using dice and a ruler to play war games on my desk, and it's been really fun. That is very unrelated. Like, where's your brain going with this? But I appreciate you throwing that out there, freaks. Thank you, man.
I got a crossbows and catapults game for Christmas.
I saw that.
And I've been enjoying the hell out of that.
Having fun.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Yeah, we should go back.
Get Darla to play that with me today. I'm gonna try to beat her. So
there's nothing wrong with going old school and playing some nice board games. And I'm just messing with you freaks. He's like currently doing it, so it's relevant to me. No, you're fine. I was giving you shit, man. I was teasing you. I'm a super random person, so it did not bother me that you threw out something random at all. Omar says the Griffin, Minotaur, Cyclops, Centaur. Yeah, I love all that stuff, man. I'm not a huge monster guy, but some of those things really hit home nostalgia-wise.
Yeah,
I love that for sure. Harryhausen is to blame for my crippling mythic debt. Yeah, I'm with you on that for sure, man. Totally. Just fun movies. Dice to mark health and attack, ruler for distance the figure can move. Okay, cool, man. Crossbows and catapults. Awesome. I never had it. I never played it, but
dude, it's so cool, man. You build. It's got these blocks, so you build like your little castle. Each side builds a castle, and then you're trying to knock down their castle with catapults and crossbows, and you're just like shooting these discs at them.
So watch out.
Yeah, it's
gotta dodge.
It's pretty fun, man. I think I'm gonna bring it to Legions Con next year, and that little table in the middle of the lobby, like play some people there. It'd be cool.
You could always have a tournament too, you know.
That would work.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Angry Birds. Yeah, it's
kind of like that. Yeah.
Freak says I appreciate being called out. I will call people out. I don't care. Or if I have multiple people on the screen and one person is not paying attention or they're eating something, I will totally go to them and like maximize them. You know, if they're picking their nose
or a little stupid ponytail in the back.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. So what's the plan there? Are you gonna start growing it out? You going?
I've been growing it out. I've been growing it out since early.
Wait, I got it in big. Hold on. Go ahead. Showcase that, man. Tennessee top hat right there, man.
There you go.
So you have a hair plan.
It's just growing right now. We'll see what happens with it. So side short and everything else, just let it grow. So.
And how old are you? 46?
48.
48.
Yeah.
And look at that full head of shining, gleaming hair, man.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
A little more gray than I'd like in the facial hair, but
it gives you character. Gives you character. I like when I asked that one time, like what Darla thought about your mullet. And what did she say? She's like, well, Curtis likes it. So.
If he likes it. Yeah.
If he's happy with it, I'm happy.
The only thing that she's said about like how like I look and stuff is she likes me to keep the side shaved here and just have a goatee. But other than that, she's like, whatever you want to do. But she doesn't like when I grow this out here. And if I shave this off completely, she wouldn't like that. So
right. Yeah, I did that for work. I got rid of the goatee and I looked terrible. It was terrible. It was terrible. Yeah, I had people telling me like, dude, don't do that anymore. Grow some facial hair out, dude. Or Dave says having a full head of hair is nice. It must be, man. It's almost funny because it's like a rare thing now. Like men that are over, 45 having a full head of hair is like weird to me. I think maybe I'm wrong,
I've heard it all like comes from your mom's side of the family. So like if your grandpa on your mom's side had a full head of hair, you're probably gonna have a full head of hair. So
yeah, I miss hair.
And my grandpa had dude, his hair was spectacular. He had a pompadour.
Oh yeah,
dude,
I'd have the pomade. I'd have like the dude. I'd do all of that, man. I'd have it all, dude. Absolutely.
I do have one more.
Yeah, what you got?
So I've been doing a lot of the Defenders blockies lately. So you can get like this is version series 5. So if you buy one of these boxes, you get basically the whole wave, right? Rather than doing the blind boxes where you may get doubles and stuff. And so here's like I just opened up that one. This was kind of a variant one where it's more metallic Galvatron, little Jetfire.
Cool.
These things are these things are just super cool. This is the Shattered Glass Soundwave. So yeah. So they're just a lot of fun. I love these things. And you get like a whole wave for $35. So
I think you like them. You're like you like the miniatures, dude.
yeah, especially these because they like, dude, the articulation on them, they got 100% like full knees, ankles, elbows. Like it's got 100% full articulation on here. It's got a waist swivel.
Yeah, for something that tiny is unheard of.
Yeah, they're ridiculously good. So I'm not like a huge Transformers guy, but these things are just so much fun to put together, to pose, to look at. Like, I really enjoy these.
Yeah, they're fun. They're fun. Yeah, I'm at the point where it's like I don't really buy anything extra anymore, and that's kind of sad. Like, just because I don't have the room, I won't buy stuff, and that's that doesn't bring me joy, man. I like to buy new toys and new toy types and support like new toy lines and things. But I find myself not buying stuff because I don't have the room. Like I like the Blokies. Like I had the Mark just built it. It was a Soundwave action series. I had it for I don't know how long. Like right when it came out, I had it. But I just didn't have the room and I didn't have the space to display it. So I sold it at Legion's Con in one of my at the table. And I think Bobby Vallo was going to buy it, but somebody else bought it. But
that's why I like these little tiny ones because they don't take up a lot of room.
Yeah, I might look into that.
I just ordered a nail polish holder that like mounts to the wall. So it only comes out like 3 inches from the wall. So you need wall space, but you don't need like to come out far from it. Like you don't need to take up area in your room. And then I'll just be able to line them up there and it'll be right across from me when I'm streaming that I can see it and stuff. And if I walk by and I want to play with one of them, I can just pull it off and mess around. So
that's a good idea. Hank says I hardly buy anything extra anymore. And that could be, you want all of your extra like toy dollars to go towards your main thing that you're collecting, which for a lot of us is mythics. Hair, how I miss my hair. Oh well, fast forward, right?
I think that's another reason why I've been growing this out so much. It's like, for all you guys that can't, I want to really, like if I had just a buzz cut here, it would be a waste of the gift that I
would. Yeah,
right?
I would look at contempt at your shaven head, knowing that you could grow a full, beautiful, head of hair. That's a waste to me,
Yeah, so, exactly.
Yeah, I would definitely look at you with contempt, for sure. I have nothing else to show. We could do shout outs. I would shout out the people in this chat for bearing with us and listening, having probably nothing else to listen to. Maybe I appreciate you guys listening. I want to shout out Curtis for being a great guy. I know Curtis personally, and I will say that he has one of the biggest hearts in the community, generous, kind, full head of hair.
You're ruining it right now.
I know. But I just I appreciate you, man. I will say that you are an acquired taste in some ways. You can be a jerk. You do heckle some of my guests that I have on the show.
Lots of them. Yeah.
Lots of them. Yeah. But I know you and I appreciate you being a friend and I love you, man. You're my boy.
I appreciate it. I love you too. There is a this is true. I'm not making this up. There is a parasite that lives in cat poop, right?
Okay.
And for people that own cats, it can attach itself and like get into your bloodstream and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And what it does is it changes your brain chemistry and it makes you want to own more cats. It makes you like cats more appealing to you so that you'll buy more cats so that they will have more cat poop so that they can kind of expand the parasites
and take over the world.
Yeah. And this is kind of like what I am. Like I kind of seep in there. You don't really want me there, but then all of a sudden you're like, well, maybe I'll watch another one of his shows.
It's like a lobster, the water getting warmer and warmer. We don't realize that we're, boiling.
Right. Slowly. And then next thing you know, you're. You're being eaten with butter and
Absolutely.
lemon. Yeah.
But like, what would we be without Curtis? Like, what would we listen to? Like, who would we watch if there was no Curtis?
This is true. Yeah.
I don't know. I look at, we were talking about you, but it was in a good way. The other day about, Curtis always being on everything, but it's like I can't imagine how much time and effort, like you put a lot of time into, doing your shows and stuff, like
it's just
and your
fun.
reviews and your
it's just fun. Like if I didn't enjoy it, like, and like it kind of goes back to our talk earlier about like why you're doing the YouTube stuff, right? Are you trying to do it to like monetize it? Are you trying to do it for what is your goal? A lot of this stuff I'd be doing anyway. So like the exploded reviews,
right.
I'd be taking that stuff apart anyhow because I want to know how it comes apart so I can put them together. When I do the travel toy videos, I'm already going and travel.
Right.
Like when I'm traveling for work, I am looking for toys, and it's like I'm just recording it.
Yeah, you're bringing us with you.
Right. When I do like how'd they do that, and I am talking to somebody about like their techniques for customizing and stuff, I genuinely want to know about what they're doing. And so it's all stuff that I enjoy doing anyway. So it's not as, it doesn't feel as much work. There's still some with the editing and promoting and stuff.
Right.
It's a little tiresome, but yeah.
And Darla said, because I had her on the show and I asked her, I'm like, this guy is always, and she says it makes you happy. And I'm like, that's why my wife puts up with, me, oh, I got this show going on. Like yesterday, she was making dinner and I'm in the kitchen heating up an Armory night, to take it apart. And she didn't say anything, like, and I was helping at the same time, but like, our partners love us and know that this type of thing makes us happy. Like us being here talking toys with our friends and being idiots rambling, like it makes us happy. It makes me happy.
Some guys go to the bar, some guys have poker games, some guys go to the golf course, some guys go play pickup basketball. This is what we do.
This is what we do.
This is what we do. This is our interacting with people. So
that's right. Exactly. Well, shout out to you. Shout out to Darla for, allowing you to hang out with me for a few hours talking nothing. Thank you, Darla. I love you. You are the best, sweetest little lady. Thank you very much. Also, Darla, this was a scoop. You said Darla has a new cape that she is bringing to MuskyCon. What cape is that? Can you tell us?
She's going to have several different things, but the ones that she's working on right now, she's got a blue and gold one for Otho that she's bringing, and then she's got a purple and gold one that'll be a dwarf size cape for the Valguard. So I'm not sure when those when the Valguard's going to go up for sale, probably sometime within the next few months, but she'll have those available. So she'll be working on several different other things, but that's just the first two she's kind of started with so far this year.
Excellent. I can't wait. I cannot wait for those. Very excited. Definitely show those off whenever you
for sure
get a chance.
To Cincy John's thing about the bat signal, pretty much any time that somebody has sent me a StreamYard link, I have joined. I don't have to check my schedule. I don't this and that. If somebody sends me a StreamYard link so if you are starting a YouTube show and you'd like to have me as a guest
right here, I'm
not going to turn you down.
I guarantee it will make your show better.
I am the easy girl at the bar. I am the guarantee. Okay. So I'm going to be going home with somebody.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is great to have a supporting significant other. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. Totally agree. Thank you for the show as always. Enjoy spending time with you all here in the chat.
I got a couple shout outs.
Go ahead, man.
One, my good buddy Alan Hops. He's Vine Jungle Figure Factory on Instagram. He's one of the coolest people I know. He does some really awesome customs. Right now he's working on a Kraken from Clash of the Titans that's really cool. He was showing last night on Oz's Clubhouse. He also has probably the coolest day job. He works on like haunted houses and creating different like electron or animatronics and stuff for like haunted houses and stuff. He runs a class where he teaches people how to make like monster scary latex masks and stuff. It's just probably the coolest day job I can imagine. And just a really awesome guy. So he was on with us Saturday on Mod Squad. He'll be on this Wednesday as well, doing some painting and customizing with us. And just a great dude. So if you shoot him a follow and take a look at his stuff. And then Blake, aka Recon Rage.
What a guy.
Tonight he'll be with Wraith Mace on the Toyhammer After Dark. Those guys are fun to watch. And then he is putting on the Pack Northwest meetup, which sounds like it's going to be an amazing time coming up in I think it's June of this year. And yeah, it sounds like it's going to be fantastic. It apparently, I've never been up there, but apparently it's just beautiful up in that area. And he's got a lot of things planned. Should be a lot of fun. So
awesome. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I wish I could be there. That would be great, man. For sure. Yeah, Blake's one of the best dudes for sure.
For sure.
All right, man. Well, let's wrap this up. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys being on. Thank you for hanging out with us. Two idiots rambling. If Curtis is up for it, we'll have to do it again. I'll have to put you on the schedule again, and we'll do it again, man. And
I think we'll be doing a triple jointed at some point soon. So
yeah, a couple weeks, I think, for sure.
Yeah, so
yeah, sounds good. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Remember, friends, to always have fun, be curious, share, and enjoy what this line has to offer. Come for the toys, but stay for the friends. Good night, and thank you very much.